So me and my partner made a puppet this year. Everyone here has seen it. We haven't really posted it publicly that much. Puppet for stop motion, right? 'Cause I talk about that all the time. But we used a material that was new for the mold, which is what you use to cast the character in. You guys saw what a mold is. You guys know what that means. The audience doesn't. Too bad. Google it. And we used a new material that was urethane from a company called right?
Mm-hmm.
So Viv recently, me and Viv went ahead and totally hard reset her website, added all these pages, really in depth, broke it down, and we re-documented the mold, did all the stuff. Somehow the people saw her website, looked at it, looked at the mold, and saw her mold using their urethane, and then they called her today and they were like, "Hey, your mold looks amazing. Everything's very clear and beautiful and really well done." We shared it with the whole marketing team. We shared it with the guy who makes the how-to videos, and he really liked how clean all the photography was. And they're like, and so we would like to send you a T-shirt. So they're sending us a T-shirt,
Nice.
which is a little underwhelming. I kind of would like to get some,
Nice.
So I got. Oh shoot! Can I say that out loud? Because they're like, what if they see this? Oh.
They're not gonna see this.
Oh no! Whatever.
But we can
Not gonna-
censor. We can censor. We can censor the company.
They
name
set
if
us
you want.
up.
Yep. Just
I mean, we
censor the
can
company name and we'll be good.
Yeah. I'll do that.
There you go.
So let's talk
anyway.
as much shit about them that nobody knows who they
These
are.
fucking
they're-
bastards couldn't
no.
even send you some materials.
Yeah, just use the company. It was from Green Alien Productions. That's what it
Green
was.
Alien.
Green Alien Productions.
Yeah. I only like gray aliens. Fuck them. Fuck the green ones.
Oh, now and I'm the racist.
It's true. It's true.
Fuck you.
It's not. It's
No,
not.
it's super cool. It's super cool that they did that. It's
You're getting a
I don't know
shirt.
how they found us. I don't know how that worked out, but that made me so happy. That made me so happy when I saw that. I legitimately my whole head.
Cool.
They got eyes everywhere, man.
They do. It's true. Super cool though. So really excited about that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
It'll be
you
a
guys
shirt
putting
in the wrong size, I'm sure, but whatever.
No, they're only sending us one shirt, but we got it in large. She got it in large so that we both can wear it. So that's really
at the
nice.
same time.
Hopefully, it is the start of a beautiful relationship.
Yeah.
It's very cute. It's very wholesome.
Yeah, maybe it is wholesome.
If only we had the other story, that would be very unwholesome for comparison.
That would be
But Braden is shy.
I am.
Okay. Anyway, I guess that's cold open.
There
Welcome
you
to All
go.
Things
Cool.
Geek podcast. My name is Tyler, also known as Bionic Psy. I'm joined by the man whose name starts with a beat.
Braden or Renzolian.
The man whose name starts with a T.
Thatched man.
We're I'm a little off today.
He's a little off.
So I'm
All right,
sitting
Braden's
for an
off.
hour.
Braden's on. Braden's turned on.
Braden is
I'm
turned
locked.
up.
I'm tweaking right now.
Braden's turned.
No. Speaking of turned, I don't have a good segue. What did we get this week? Did we get any show and tells?
Well, you got some.
I did.
You got
Am
some.
I the only person who got something?
I got
I don't got anything.
this, but we'll talk about it.
I don't. I actually
What is that,
genuinely.
Sinners?
Oh, I do know what you're. Yeah.
Movie Sinners.
Yeah, we'll
It
talk about
took me a second to even realize what the fuck that was. I thought I got tickets to the movie. No. I guess I'll just go for it then.
Okay, go for it.
I'll go for it. So last week was One Piece themed. This week is Sonic themed because I got another Sonic. What a surprise! This is the Sonic that comes with the Master Emerald here. The figure is exactly the same as the other one, so no surprises there. At first, I thought the eyes were slightly better, but I forgot that the original Sonic's eyes are actually normal. So he's one of the only ones who has normal eyes, I guess.
For Sonic?
Yeah.
Is that the Chaos Emerald Sonic?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah. There's no stand for the Chaos Emerald. I wish there was, so you could just float it up.
By his eyes being normal, do you mean they're painted or they're just not like horribly?
No. I mean like you know how the eyes normally are cut off when they're like the angry eyes. I forgot that the original figure didn't have that problem. So I was just like, are the eyes better on this guy? No, they're exactly the same.
They're the exact
cool. Cool to get him. Good to get another Sonic. That's actually it's my third regular Sonic. Technically, no. I have the original. I have the inbox one. I have a Sonic EXE custom.
You got the one up your
I got the anus one. I got the light up one, and then I got this one. So yeah, I got a lot of them.
And you've got a light up in your anus, and when you squeeze your cheeks turn blue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you can't see it. It's under.
And cool blue electricity comes out around them.
Yeah.
That's not the only thing I got this week.
He's like electric blue Superman.
Could just said Electro, man.
No.
Shut up. Electric blue Superman, get out of here. Who gives a shit about that guy?
It's like some shit I
get hit by a bus.
Hard like some shit I come up with as a kid. That's like fucking red. That's
I'm drawing a line in the sand here.
That's like fucking Shaggy Red Lightning or whatever fucking I did when I was a kid.
I'll take electric blue Superman over blue Electro any day.
No. Anyways.
What?
Gerald.
Fat man.
Fat man. Yes, we got ourselves some Gerald here.
There you go.
He's very robust.
He looks good.
Wait, watch this. He get better than some Spider-Man.
Yeah, better than most.
Show me his taint. Show me his taint.
Upskirt.
Kind of hard to access, you know.
Yeah, it's literally not. You just turn him upside down.
Kind of hard to access. You know, you can't see the full cheeks.
Well, Braden likes to do a little bit more with it, so.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can get some dynamic action poses.
The side profile. It looks like from this low resolution image looks pretty good, man. That looks like the guy, like the
He's
head.
Good.
And everything.
They got like his pouty like mouth and everything for the most part. So weird. I mean, he's pretty good, honestly. They have a little badge printed on him that actually say, again, you're not gonna be able to see it at all on here, but it says Dr. Gerald Robotnik's got a little photo of him and everything. So it's actually got like a lot of little details on him. So it's pretty cool. Still, these two are not the ones I wanted the most. I wanted Knuckles and Super Shadow, but they haven't popped up yet, so I'll take them. It's good to get Gerald on the shelf. So, even though he's not the most action packed because he's Gerald, and obviously he's not in scale at all. But I don't really care. He's just a.
Did you get Eggman?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Did you get Eggman? I figured I saw a lot of times. I'm not getting him. He sucks. I don't want him.
We got him when we were together.
That's right.
That's when I got him.
Rings don't work properly anymore.
No,
okay.
We're fried.
I got him and Tails and also Bike Shadow. And then obviously the super guys that you gave me.
I's mogging me right now. He's going like.
Yeah. That's a classic Tyler Mog persuasion technique.
Mog persuasion. Who doesn't D&D?
Tyler's Mog persuasion sesh. Tyler, if you just uploaded that footage to Tinder, you'd be fucking.
If only
done.
that were true.
It's 1,000,000% true.
So many men after you, it'd be crazy.
Yeah,
that's true. That's very true. I can vouch.
Because you want to fuck Tyler. Anyway.
Well, suffice it to say.
Hey, he's not the one who was praising my massive cock 2 episodes ago.
That's true.
Okay, it's an open secret, okay? No one's going to be surprised.
It's on the record. It's on the record, guys.
That's official. That's canon.
Yeah.
I feel like I got some this week, but I just can't remember what it was. So, oh well.
I also don't remember. Aiden got ROM and Aiden died again, obviously.
Yeah. He
didn't die again.
He respawns once a week, and he just keeps dying.
He respawns
and dies.
But if he's on an episode, he didn't die. But if he is on one, then he.
It's like in Minecraft on servers when they'll like dig up lava pit on their spawn point. So when you just die, they did.
No, he's dead, and Lay too. Lay's been dead for a while.
Which is sad because it's Lay's day, but oh well.
It would have been. He would have liked to talk about some shit, I'm sure.
Should have been.
But he sucks. Editor, put a picture of Lay fucking with scary death metal behind him. Do something cool with that. I don't know. What the fuck is going on? You'll figure something out. Do a cool edit. Thank you. I'm editing, so you can't tell me what to do, Tyler.
Actually, I can.
Mm-mm.
Uh-huh.
Editor, erase Tyler.
Editor, put a mustache on his face.
Asai, can you do me a real quick favor for that edit? Can you just duck down out of frame so I can take the shot of you?
I can't. I'm sitting on a couch. I can't
Fine.
duck down out of
There you
frame.
go.
That's pretty good. I'll do that. I'll
There
use
you
that. Thank you.
Fucker.
What's up? What's next?
Last of Us. Talk about Last of
I'm
Us.
talking about my dumbass show. Okay.
Yeah, your shit ass show.
Man,
this is at the beginning of the week, so and I've already sort of told you guys what my thoughts is, so it's gonna be a little redundant for you guys. So, The Last of Us episode 2 came out, and it was the episode that everyone had been dreading. You know, the infamous
the goon
episode. Not a gooning. There was actually Abby was
scene.
Abby was gooning for Joel actually. That did happen. She was like, "You're hot. You're more handsome in person."
Did you say that?
Yeah, no. She literally like they described him as handsome, and you are handsome. It's really stupid. Anyways,
Little pig.
Okay.
it's very strange. So the episode came out, obviously.
Does anyone ever call Joel handsome once in the original games ever? Does that ever happen?
Probably. No. I don't remember. No.
No.
Actually,
the only person who probably would dies early on. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's got his weird like Boothang early on, and then she dies.
Boothang. That is her name. Boothang.
His side piece.
You got Elliot Boothang.
He's first type. Let's be real.
It's fair. She wears the pants in the relationship until.
No, that's weird. In the beginning of the first episode, they have the flashback with Abby all standing by her dad's grave, and she's like, "We heard it. Handsome. He's described as handsome." It's weird. It's very strange.
So that is weird. So they're really like
really
consistent about him being handsome. They're really trying to send that.
Yeah, they're really trying. I mean, he's Pedro Pascal.
We heard he's one sexy motherfucker.
Some guy in his back goes, I heard his cock is at least 12 inches.
Fucking
he's
Danny
like,
Ramirez.
like Abby's like writing it down to make a profile. She's like, all right, really handsome, big cock.
Joaquin Torres looks at Abby and is like, I heard he's got a nice fatty. Abby's like, write that one down. He's in the show.
I heard his dump truck is so plump.
It's so
they don't call it a dump truck, they call it a plump truck.
Plump truck. Anyways, let's talk about this dumbass show. This was the episode that, like, if you were a casual, like my parents, you didn't know what was about to happen. Mm-hmm. But your boy knew exactly what was about to happen. We all knew it was going to happen. So they do that, but for whatever reason, they decide, well, we need to add something to this, because this isn't right. So they decide to include a zombie war sequence just out of nowhere. Just, why not?
Brad Pitt show up? Brad Pitt runs on screen?
Brad Pitt does not. I did think the zombies were going to start climbing on top of each other. I did think that was going to happen for a second, but it did not. This is not a thing from the game. I kind of get the idea that they're like, well, there might not be as much zombies moving on later, and also people were complaining about it last season, so let's just give them a fucking zombie war.
Yeah.
Which is fine, I guess. Look, is it a fun scene? Yeah, but do you care? No. Like, it's like junk food action. You're just watching it and you're like, this is fucking dumb, but it's fun to watch, you know? Cause like fucking Tommy like 1v1's a bloater and it's like, what are we doing here?
With a flamethrower, right?
He's a cool flamethrower. Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, I was picturing he's got a cool fucking samurai blade and he's like zipping around.
No, he has a cool fucking
like it's fucking Attack on Titan.
He's got a cool Sidewinder fight with Captain America where they're like close quarters and he's going.
He's just punching the shit out of a fucking bloater. You see the stomach like undulating.
He does a Black Widow scissor kick on the.
Gets him in a chokehold.
Anyways, the episode literally starts off with Tommy in a room with everyone going, remember your safety protocols. Go into the basement or go upstairs. So you're like, okay, that was very on the nose because they do that. And then there's a point in the episode where they're actually doing a good job at defending, like fighting off against the zombies. They're throwing fucking barrels of gasoline and shooting them at the zombies and shit like that. And then there's a point where, like, they just stop trying. Like, they just start shooting them and they just break through the wall. Like, I was like, what are we doing? Like, and people start dying. I was like, are we not fighting them? What's happening? Tommy just looks around like, dear God. It's like, you're not doing anything. What do you... Nothing's happening, Tommy. You have to start shooting.
He probably just realized, dear God, we just threw all of our gasoline to blow up the zombies. Now we're going to be fucked after this.
Yeah, we can't escape.
Yeah. It was really funny.
We can't power our generators anymore.
There isn't that much gasoline in the apocalypse. Like, that's very commodity. They were a whole point about that in the first season, right? Because they need to get a car that gas. Yeah. Weird.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. It was definitely gasoline because they were definitely throwing it on the ground and lighting it on fire. So that was definitely what that was. That's very weird. And there were barrels too. Like giant barrels. Anyways, bunch of people die. Nobody important dies, obviously. Tommy, someone important dies, but not in this scene. Fucking, it's such a weird, it was cool, but I was like, why is this here? You know, what is the point of this? Anyways, because Tommy's supposed to be with Joel, they just decided to not do that. It's Dina with Joel instead, but they couldn't even commit to that because Dina gets knocked out. So I don't even like what's the point of bringing her there?
Epic fucking Attack on Titan samurai now, and if he was in the scene with Joel, he would fucking murder everyone.
Yeah, he's too powerful.
How much would you have cheered if it was the same scene? You know, he's there, except he pulls out his fucking flamethrower before they kill Joel.
He starts burning everybody.
Yeah, and then Joel gets up and is like, "That was a close one."
Gets up and he takes the golf club and he smacks Abby in the head.
I think that would have redeemed the entire show for me. I think that would have been like, okay, we know what we're doing.
They do like a fist bump. They do a bro fist bump.
While they're still killing people.
He's like, thanks for having my back, you motherfucker. He's like, no problem, little brother. And then they get up, they shake, they do. Anyways, it was really funny because when I was watching with my parents, they were like, oh, Abby wakes up a couple zombies. And I remember that from the game. There was a point where she's like running away from like a small, like a pretty large group of zombies. It wasn't crazy or anything. And you get this like wide shot of her.
Horde.
It is sizable, but then you get a wide shot of her running, and there's a fucking army of them racing after her. And I was like, what the fuck is... And my dad's like, we went from 0 to 100 really quick. And I was like, yeah. So that's ridiculous. But anyways.
They smushed Joel.
Joel's been smushed. It's pretty... For the most part, pretty like it's not 1-to-1, but it's pretty damn close to how it happens in the game. Only difference is Abby's flirting with him now, which is really strange. Like, you are handsome.
It's actually kind of a pussified version of the original because you don't really see her hit him with the golf club on screen.
Yep.
And then you see her punch him on screen after the golf club breaks off screen, and then she finishes him by stabbing him with the broken golf club, whereas in the game it's just golf club the whole time.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was really cringe. I watched the scene, for research purposes.
Okay. Research purposes. Yeah.
And she like awkwardly is like on his neck, and he doesn't react. He just is like it's just, I was really like, did that happen? I was so confused. So it's good to know that I don't remember that happening in the game. It feels very...
I thought that happened too. I was like,
no.
I was like, did that happen?
She just gives him one final hit with the club. It never breaks. Okay. By the way, clearly she got a premium brand in the game, and she got the fucking Amazon cheap shit in the movie.
Yes, yeah. That golf club's hard too. You have to really you have to hit someone hard for that to happen. That's crazy. Yeah, no, you're right. It is a way less than the stab feels so. That literally just feels like definitive. You're dead now. Like
you're dead now.
It has no impact when she does it. It's just like
no. Yeah, no. It's like
also his face in the game, they like smush his head down a little bit in the game. His skull is a little
nasty.
Just a little bit. It's not like. You get to noticeable, but it's not like Wilson Fisk, obviously. It's right. It's noticeable, but not in this at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
They kept everything general, and also Abby, like, in the game she doesn't tell him like anything, and then in the show she's just like, "You killed my dad.
Yeah, she
I'm really
monologues
gonna
for like
enjoy it,"
20
and
minutes.
it's like, come on, lady, let's get this over with.
It actually,
And
the game gives Joel more agency because she's about to start monologuing. He's like, "Shut the fuck up." Whereas in the show, she monologues, and then he's like, "Shut the fuck up."
yeah, he lets her do it, and then he's like, "You need to shut the fuck up." This is like, that was the best line of Joel's ever said, but still. And, and then my parents, oh my god, this episode was worth it just for their reaction. My mom was so mad. She's so mad. She's like, "You killed the main character," and it's like, "There's no show now." Like, well, there is. And she's like, "How?" Like, getting her reaction was the absolute highlight of my week. It's not even close. She's in shock. I think she still wants to watch it, but I guarantee they're gonna get bored so fast.
Yeah. The interest
There's
is going to plummet.
There's
Yeah.
3 seasons
Oh.
of this shit confirmed. That's crazy. What?
You glitched out. You
There's
fucking. You,
Oh.
season of this.
On my end, you guys are
Good
completely fine. That was weird. You guys just started laughing, and I was like, "What's happening?" 3 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
How are you gonna drag this out for as long as possible? There's no way.
Because
I
the
don't
game
fucking know.
drags it out for as long as possible.
Game drags it out, but it's boring. Okay,
It's like
so
a 30-hour video game. You just cut that up and it's fine.
I mean, look, I'm gonna keep watching the show for as long as possible, but there's a very good chance I'm just gonna give up on it at some point because it's just like, I was curious to see if they were gonna make a little change. I was like, what are they gonna do? And it is just exactly what you think it's gonna be.
I get
But
the feeling. I think they're gonna pad it out. I've thought about this a little bit with more like of the. You know how they had that episode with the 2 dudes falling in love and it was like this whole
Yeah.
like episode. I feel like they're gonna do
Yeah.
stuff like that. They're gonna
Yeah,
add episodes
probably.
like this, you know.
Yeah, they're gonna have
And
like
maybe I also wouldn't put it past. Honestly, not even that I'm not gonna
lots
put
of
it past.
flashbacks too.
I guarantee you, one episode is going to be a whole episode of a flashback with Joel and Ellie. Like I can almost
yeah.
promise you that there's going to be like an episode that's just that.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, there's
and
gonna be
especially in
that.
season 3.
There's gonna be like 5 episodes dedicated to Abby's like little city of people that she betrays in a snap when she finds that one kid.
Mhm.
Yep.
And then so all of that character development will mean nothing because she betrays them.
They're gonna do the Rat King, but it's not gonna be cool at all. It's gonna be lame. It's gonna be like that's probably a season 3 thing, honestly. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm reliving. It's weird. Is it weird to say that I'm like slightly like nostalgic for that game at this point? That's very strange. I know, but it's like I almost like seeing the game. I was like, I feel like this was better done in the game. I don't know.
You know, this is a little off topic, but I do have an analyzation of that because I was like, man, I'm so curious what the general public's gonna think when Joel dies. Like the people that didn't play the game, I was like so curious. I'm like, there's no way people are just gonna accept it. They're gonna be so upset. And what I've noticed is that people really like this episode, and they're like, this is one of the best It's like really well reviewed on like Metacritic or something. Yeah, it's getting really great response. People still like the show. You want to know what I think happened though? Is I think that everyone, the game people, like the gamers, talked about like, oh, you like the show? Well, just wait for this thing to happen. And I think it was an open secret that Joel was going to die. And I legitimately believe most of the people that didn't play the game but watched season 1 knew that was coming because other people were like, wait for the moment, you know? And I think they had time to like, it wasn't like a, whoa, your mom was because she's not in tune. But I think like people that are on the internet and stuff, like, they already made their peace with it like a year ago. So for them, it wasn't a shock at all. They were like waiting for it. You know what I mean? Even if they didn't play the game, they were waiting for it. And I think that made people more able to receive it. You know, I'm not saying it was a good choice or that it's justified because I still think this whole second game is kind of like forced and weird. But I just think that like the fact that everyone kept talking about you're gonna hate the show in season 2 or wait for season 2 sort of made everyone else who hasn't played the game be like, well, let me just wait and see, and then learn Joel's gonna die and be like, well, let me just wait and see. They preempted themselves for it basically, and then when it happened, it wasn't a shock. It was like a, you know, It was different. So, because
Weird.
yeah, that's my feeling. Which because they didn't have the same experience that people who played the games did, where they were legitimate when the leaks came out. They were legitimately shocked that this was happening. Like it was a horrific and they marketed him in the game and everything. Like they literally made fake scenes with him and shit. Like they really did not spoil it. They totally sold the game as another Joel and Ellie game, and then it wasn't at all.
If you didn't know the leaks, then yeah, it would have been a complete surprise for you, and you would have been like, "What the fuck?"
Yes, but even with the leaks, there was months that the leaks came out a week before the game did. It came out really close to release, So you still had months and months of we're getting a new Joel and Ellie game, and then he gets killed, and you're like, are you what? Why? I don't, you know what I mean? Care about any of this? Yeah, that's my feeling.
I don't know. I don't know about this show. I don't know. You guys know I gave it a shot. I was sticking out for it when no one else cared. Aiden watched it for some reason. Aiden hated it, by the way. We should just I know he's dead right now, but he did not like it. He was like he was like, what the fuck is this? He was so mad. So yeah, no, it is. It just goes to show. I just don't think the game story is very good at all. I don't think there's anything
unnecessary. It's so unnecessary.
Yeah,
it's
it is. It feels like the opposite. It feels like the exact opposite of you could have done a sequel where you just kept the characters going. You could have kept doing that. And it feels like, no, I want to do something cool. I want to do something fucking epic. That's what it feels like. He's trying to be edgy. It feels like he was trying to tell an edgy counter story or whatever. That's the impression I get.
I think there was that
value, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
I think there was that. And I think it was he really just wanted to tell some fucking stupid revenge story, and it was the game. What's frustrating is that the ending of the first game works because it's ambiguous. That's why it works. By trying to make a whole fucking game, a whole game that's twice as long, that draws out all the shit and commits to a direction and forces it on you. It's it just doesn't work, and it removes all of the ambiguity and thought that would go. Because now when you beat that, it's so sad when you beat the first game originally, you're like, oh my god, you have this weird feeling of I need to deal with this, I need to process this, and there's no answer given. It's on you, right? Now people that play the first game, they get to go, well, I get to play the next game to figure out how I'm supposed to feel about this. You know what I mean? And it's it's not.
Yeah. Also, there's no. Neil Druckmann thinks there's this genius fucking message to the second game, but there's actually not. He's trying to tell this edgy revenge story, if you seek revenge, you'll lose yourself and you'll lose everything you love along the way. Yeah. Except she gives up on revenge twice, and then loses everything anyway, so there is no actual message being conveyed.
Yeah. Yep.
Which maybe that's the message, is that there's no point.
So it's just life sucks, fuck you.
Yeah.
Basically. It's very strange. I think Last of Us, if you were going to do a sequel, it should have just been a new.
You wanna know what it's like? It's like if they made Inception. They made Inception 2, and it was all about how the top fell over and they were actually in the real world, and that it was stupid that you ever thought the top might not be in the real world. That's what it's like. It's it takes that from you, and it's hey, idiot, this is the right way you're supposed to feel about it. It's you ruined the discussion. You ruined the you know what I mean? It's just stupid.
And then they systematically character assassinate or kill anyone from the first movie, and and the message is, dreams are stupid, don't have dreams, fuck you.
They're a pessimistic game. Super pessimistic game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also not very interesting. The story's just the character dynamics aren't interesting. The
everyone's really unlikable.
Shallow and unlikable, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, everyone's horrible. Everyone is terrible in that game. The only person who's genuinely kind of decent is fucking Tommy, but he's also fucking on a revenge path the entire time, which is justified.
Being character assassinated, but he's justifiably, on the warpath.
But
again, one of my biggest issues with that game is, even beyond the Joel stuff, is Abby starts murdering all the people that she's been living with for years because she finds this one fucking kid.
Yeah, the Abby storyline just doesn't work.
It doesn't. Not when you open a game with her viciously murdering.
It's not It's not like Abby comes to the end of the game and is like, you know what? I understand why Joel did it. No, but she does exactly what Joel did.
Yep. You know what they should have done if they wanted to do this? First of all, they shouldn't have made the game. Legitimately, the best case scenario is they leave the ending ambiguous because it's more impactful that way. Genuinely. Mm-hmm. Anyway, if they were going to do it, they should have made Abby the main character from the get-go, and you're following her, and she is the one that has to learn not to, do revenge. And if you want to be like, what Joel did was wrong, he shouldn't have killed that guy, whatever. If you want to say that, it would have been more effective to say that by having Abby be the bigger person and be like, you know what, you shouldn't have killed him. It was wrong, but I'm going to not hurt you. I'm going to be the better person in this. And then that's way more spiteful. And then also it would probably cue Joel up to have a really interesting character arc following that, like where he has to come to terms. It just would have been more investing and better.
There's a super easy way to do that is if just on the journey to Joel, she finds that kid and then grows and has that Joel-esque experience.
Yes, and then when she sees that Joel has that relationship with Ellie, she would have made the connection with her experience. It's just like, I don't get. Also, I hate that they just abandon the apocalypse essentially almost in its entirety. Like it's there, but it's such a little. Like the zombies are such a little thing in that game. It's so stupid. Like at least the first game, the crux is we have a cure for the zombie apocalypse. Like that's the main crux. That's investing. You know what I mean?
The second game focuses way more on tribalism. Like there's Tommy's people, there's Abby's people, and there's the kids' people.
Which is not interesting to me. Because you can just go
Wranglers and shit,
and there's 9 fucking seasons of that horse shit. Anyway, I hate when zombie
Walking Dead. Yeah.
I hate that trope when zombie shows become about like the real bad guys are the humans, and it's like the tribalism. I hate that. Then why is it zombies? Just make it a normal apocalypse. You don't need to have the zombies in it. Anyway, all right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's a messy game. It's a mess of a game, and it's just proving that this story, no matter what you add or take away from it, doesn't get much better because the fundamentals of the story is flawed, and they should have just steered clear and just made their own thing, but they're not going to do that. So, well, they kind of did. They made a fucking zombie war, I guess. So that's cool.
Yeah, they made their own thing that amounted to nothing.
It's not the main point. You know what I mean? It's not like that's the focus, right?
Yeah, and it actually only serves to make the already bad story worse.
Yes, it's just dumb. It's like it's the definition of losing the plot and just making something. Yeah.
Yep. 100%. Well, it sounds like this franchise, aside from the show, is mostly probably going down because Naughty Dog's working on their space game right now, so they're not working on The Last of Us, at least. We know that.
Yeah, I know they're going to. They gave up on their live service game.
Mark my words, we will get a Last of Us 3 eventually. I know it. I just know it. He's too self-indulgent not to do it.
I think so too, and it makes too much money. They've sold those games like 1 billion times, so there's no way they don't.
The second the show did well, I was like, we're gonna a third game. There's no way there's no way.
And either he learns he's not going to learn his lesson because we're clearly seeing that from the show. We're already seeing that he's going to try to tell another epic.
It's been a slow progression from Uncharted 4 to the Chloe Uncharted game to Last of Us 2 to now this space game. Like you can see Neil Druckmann's progression of like pessimistic, like almost like it's weird. I hate using this term because it makes it sound it is like a woke to an extreme sort of thing with him, and I hate using that term because I hate the people who use it, but it is kind of that feeling of like
I think a better way to put it is it's like Twitter brain. It's like his brain has fully evolved into Twitter brain. Like he's totally given into the Twitter because Twitter people talk and are like they're so like pessimistic and like they hate everyone and so petty. You know what I mean? Like it's just. He's just gotten there. He's just gotten to that point of like, because it's not just like, it's on both sides of the political spectrum.
He's so pretentious, is what it is.
He is. He is, but it's on both. It's on both sides. They both do the like virtue sig. Here I am, and I'm looking. Man, I got blonde hair. I'm like the most woke motherfucker ever. But there's a thing where you're online so much, debating with people so much that if you just turn into like this weird pessimistic, and you just hate everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's with anybody in both sides of the equation. And you just start going down weird logic, and you just also feel this weird ingrained need to like, I don't want to say infect, but like infect as many other people as possible with your pessimism and your like isolationist mindset. Does that make sense?
You gotta stay the fuck off Twitter,
yeah,
man.
He's his outlet to shove his opinion down people's throats is the video games that he directs.
I wish he did it in a way that was like, because there are plenty of people that have very forward-thinking games, and they're way more like uplifting and inspiring, and they execute it way better, and it's way more. You know what I mean? There's so many examples of people doing it in a way that is building something and not like being bitter and like wanting to argue and like I don't even know how to explain it. Just turn into this like, isolation.
I mean, the first game is amazing. It's wonderful. It's so well done. It gets a little.
That's why I didn't mention the first game in that sequence of
No, definitely not. Definitely not. But like it's just
a big ass broccoli, bro.
Dude, it's so good.
Gigantic broccoli.
It's perfectly.
Fucking that's a fucking mob psycho broccoli.
That's a fucking bush.
That's a bush of a brock. Anyways, let's
move on.
Let's not get,
anyway,
move on.
Neil Fuckman.
Jesus. I could have been the bigger man there, but you're like, Neil Fuckman.
Hell
sucks,
no.
He needs to like, you know what he needs to do? He needs to get out of his like echo chamber and talk to like normal, regular people. That's what he needs to do. You know what I mean?
I mean, but that's what so many people need to do.
There's so much. There's so many. Dude, I had the best interaction today at work with a guy who had like, and look at me, right? And there's this old man. He's got an American flag like beanie on situation. You know, he's got a blazer on, right? He comes up to me and I'm like, oh man. And I've had a lot of people talk to me, like especially old dudes, talk to me very negatively. This guy comes up to me and he asks me for what did he ask me for? He asked me for something we didn't have, right? And we didn't have it. And I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, we're all sold out. And he was like, "Oh, no problem, man. You know, you just seemed like you knew what you were doing." And I just wanted. He was really nice, and he was like, "You have a really nice day." And it was like we were completely different people, but it was such a sincere, like, really nice interaction. And it's like more people need to do that. More people need to have that.
Yeah, it's nice to know when humans can act like humans, you know, and not like insane creatures.
People can treat each other like people.
Yeah.
He was looking for. He was looking for flags to dangle in front of his garage because he's doing a yard sale. And he's like, me and my wife are doing a garage sale in our neighborhood, and we want these little draping flags. That's what he was looking for. Doesn't matter.
Here's my number one advice on the internet. Delete Twitter. Stay off Twitter. Don't go on Twitter. Don't look at Twitter. Don't acknowledge Twitter. I know you look at it for news and like leaks and shit. Don't do that. Just stay off of. Just get off of Twitter. You'll be a happier person. I get it. Every time I was on Twitter,
I would have said exactly that since before Elon bought it. I would have said that 10, 15 years ago.
I've been saying it for years. I've been fucking like when I was on Twitter, I felt the need to be like funny and like pessimistic, and I was like, this is making me a bad person. And like I hated it. So
it's just like people lose faith in humanity so much that they just want to tell stories to make other people lose faith in humanity.
Yeah, it's so
and there's a lot of reasons. Trust me, there's a lot of reasons to lose faith in humanity, right? I get it. But we're never going to get better by just hate, like, you know what I mean? It's never going to get better if you're just constantly
if you add to the rot, it's going to keep rotting.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to clean it a little bit. I don't know.
You're never going to get better if you're like, I'm cool, me and mine are cool, everyone else fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Which is basically what everything is nowadays.
Exactly.
But
my
anyway.
small circle of like,
All right, shut up.
Moving on.
SH Figuarts.
Yeah, we got some updates. Do you want to talk about your thing first, or you want me to go into it?
Sure. General Grievous went up for pre-order. And I should have checked how much he is on Big Bad Toy Store. I did not. I only checked
looks
down
great,
so
Ty. He looks great.
He does. You want to buy him, Ross? You want to buy him?
Ross, you want to
You're-
buy an expensive figure.
You're getting FOMO, Ross.
Black Series isn't
He's
very
actually
good,
not
Ross.
on. He's not on Big Bad yet, but he is
Oh,
up for pre-order
shit.
on Ami Ami.
How much?
And Ami Ami is usually how you would save money to import directly from Japan. Well, he's $118.
That's not good.
What?
Okay, that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
It's still
Right.
very
Okay.
bad.
Brandon, you bought too many
I-
Goon figures. God damn it.
No, I've seen like I was expecting like 150 or something. Like their Venoms are really expensive. That's not as bad as I was expecting.
Lei has not been dissuaded from this figure as of yet because he went on Ami Ami and it said it was like 87 UK. So
Holy shit.
he's still saving money.
Yeah, no, that's good for him. I mean, well, that Big Bad Toy Store price is going to be real bad.
Oh
it's
god,
gonna be
yeah, it's gonna be
bad.
like 150 probably.
Yeah, it's going to be ridiculous. Because I remember when Jar Jar went up for pre-order, it was fucking like 130 or something like that. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And remember the SH Figure Arts Green Goblin is
what?
fucking like $200 or something like that. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
$130 for my boy Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, and people got that figure and like, this is peak. He's so fucking
Yeah.
good.
People will just people will just throw a blind eye to price sometimes. They'll just be like, yeah, it's fine. Look, I'm
Meanwhile,
guilty of
I got
it too.
I got
Trust
the Black Series Jar Jar for $10.
me. Yeah. Look, am I guilty of doing that too? Yeah, but I'm not gonna sit here and go like, oh, it was definitely worth the fucking $200 price. That's for sure. It wasn't worth it, but
penny,
yeah.
baby.
Worth every fucking penny, brother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'll probably just wait on Grievous until they re-release him on like the Revenge of the Sith card back on Black Series.
Really?
Damn, he's so
I have-
expensive.
I have the old ass Grievous still. I got the OG.
Yeah, is he
With
bad?
the stupid fucking collar cape that's like this.
Is he bad?
Oh,
Dude, he can't-
yeah.
He was on my shelf for so long and he literally could not support his own weight. I just took him off.
Yeah, those old droids were rough as far as
I
I
I
can
will
tell.
say,
They just-
the first 10 minutes when I was a kid, because he came out when I was like 15 or something like that. The first like 10 minutes when I got him was awesome. So cool, right? The next 25 minutes when he lost all tension in his joints and was useless. Very disappointing.
Yeah, yeesh.
the model
This
kit
guy,
is cool, but
the
it's
model kit's
very
cool, but model kits are
very
very
light.
delicate.
yeah, it's very
Especially
like
this guy
it
with
feels
so
it feels
many
like nothing.
thin
You
little
pick it up.
pieces.
We got
Yes,
Dylan
it's very
Briggs
thin.
at work, actually, which is so weird.
Really?
Oh damn,
Mm-hmm.
that's probably the one that I have.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
Yeah, I would love to get this guy, but he's so expensive.
He looks cool. He looks cool.
He does. He looks so good. The pictures are amazing.
He looks great. They said they're selling him super hard.
Grievous is
Yeah.
a cool guy.
I mean, they revealed this figure
he's-
fucking 10 years ago, and now it's finally up for pre-order.
Yeah,
Because they had
They
to,
did,
because
yeah.
he's such a pain in the ass to engineer. I'm sure there was like so many
Yeah.
quality control issues.
they no, he's great. He's always been one of my favorite parts of those movies, just because he's so fucking he's just a crazy guy. You see him and
Yeah.
you're like, holy shit,
Yes,
that's
he's
a
such
cool thing.
He's such a fun and yet also cool character.
Yes.
Yeah, but he's so underused. Like he's so. I know he's in Clone
Great
Wars.
design too. Such a great character
Yeah.
design.
Oh, yeah.
Just excellent.
He is
You guys remember the original Lego one? With the white.
I
That guy's
remember
awesome. Yeah.
fucking. Oh man, I had that guy, and then when I played against him in the original clone, the Complete Saga.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was like, "Oh, this is fucking crazy! This is so cool." He doesn't look anything like
He
John
was so
Grievous.
cool. No,
No, he does not. He does
He was
not.
so cool in Complete Saga because his limbs are all bending and he like does a fucking crazy triple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're
When you-
you're playing as
jumps, like,
Obi-Wan and
halfway up
Cody,
across
and you
the
gotta
map. Oh
like
my
run around
God.
the arena.
Yes.
And then when he
Those bosses
when he,
kind of suck.
when he ground pounds, he pins all of his 4 lightsabers upside down and just goes straight down. Oh.
It's so cool. He's gonna be like the best thing about Star Wars for a long time. He's so fucking cool. But again, he doesn't do anything. He just shows up in like he's in like a couple things as far as I know.
Yeah, Clone Wars
But they
does
need to
does a lot to make him more cool.
You need to do
Oh,
a
really?
tales. You need to do a tales of about Grievous. That's what I want.
Yes, absolutely.
Grievous origin story.
he's cool in Clone Wars. There are some episodes where he's kind of a goof, but then when you get to like the Night Sister stuff and he like massacres them all, he's sick.
I mean, I fell in love with Grievous after watching the 2003 Clone Wars. I was like, oh my god,
Yeah,
he's
that's
so
good stuff
fucking
as
cool
well.
in that. He's so cool.
There was some more you wanted to talk about.
Yes. Yes, we got a little teaser today of new Luffy, or an accessory pack. This is
Probably.
interesting. Yeah. It could be hockey arms, could be hockey legs. I don't know. It could also be, which is
What is he doing there?
No, he's like I don't know,
coming
he's
in.
like winding up a punch or something.
yeah, he's going.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, it's very strange. They just wanted to show that it was
Bendy.
stretch, I guess. Yeah. It's cool. I mean, I'm happy we're getting more. This is something that we've been needing. Again, if it is a new Gear 5, cool, great. I'm down for that because there's a shirtless look with him in this arc. So
Yeah.
give me that.
Give me
But
that.
we also do need regular hockey ass arms because that's something they haven't done yet. I guess we'll find out in a couple days what this is. I'm very curious. Again, no Usopp or fucking Sanji yet.
Yeah.
Oh.
You think how much? What are the odds you think this set includes a hockey puck and hockey stick? Since he's gonna be playing hockey.
You're a funny guy. You're a funny guy. He's your fucking comedian. Fucking comedian. What is fucking Joker? We also
Private
got
Joker.
we also got more pics of the JoJos here. We get to see more of them in
JoJo
person.
Siwa?
Yeah, JoJo Siwa and his magical twin brothers.
Oh my god.
Hmm.
Dude, those muscles are like so defined. Jesus Christ.
Welcome to the
Yeah,
fucking
look at those
JoJo art
fucking
style.
shoulders on.
Yeah, so Jotaro's
on
shoulders look fucking
Jotaro.
horrendous.
Yeah,
I don't-
that's fucking awful.
Yeah, I can't
This
tell if
guy?
they're articulated. I don't think they are.
No, the other one, the one with the jacket.
Okay,
that
well,
hat, yeah.
I will say this whole joint situation looks disgusting to me. That looks awful.
Well,
Yeah, the
I'll
jacket's worse, my guy.
The jacket is worse, and I will say, at least
Bruh.
at least the other ones have shoulder bicep swivels. This guy apparently doesn't look like he does, which is bad.
It's hard to tell.
It's really hard to tell. I mean, it would be weird for them not to do that for him, but I don't know. It doesn't look like he does.
Yeah.
Only time will tell, I guess. For the most part, they look pretty good though. I got no complaints. I really like them. They got their insane JoJo ass proportions, so that's all you could really
Guys look
ask
like
for.
fucking morons.
They are morons. That's the whole appeal of this.
They all look like they all look like cowboys, like just got off a horse, so they can't fucking straighten their legs out.
Yeah, they do have like
You know-
weird, scary cowboy boots.
You know how people like to draw?
No, I'm not talking about their boots. I'm talking about their stance. They're wide-legged like cowboys. When they get off a horse, they can't stand normal.
Yeah.
You know how people like to draw characters with like their like legs, like I don't know how else to show this than just posing.
Hey, grab a
someone.
figure.
But they'll pose people like this. You know what I'm saying? Right?
You mean you mean the classic
The
like
anime pelvic thrust.
Yes.
yeah.
The energy that gives off is like concentrated in they're not in that pose, but the vibes are like this is the vibe.
You know what?
This
good-
is exactly where that kind of shit comes from. This is the origin.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. This is literally like this is the genesis of it. Yeah, like
Okay, good.
this was peak '80s anime like bullshit right here.
Yeah.
So like this
Like
is
every fucking Bionicle mock photo where they're sticking their
Yep.
crotch forward. It comes from this pretty much.
yes.
It's so
Which is-
funny.
It's very interesting. I don't know. I might have to grab some of these. We'll see. I don't.
I like how this guy looks like he's not wearing a shirt, but he just painted his upper torso green.
Yeah.
I gotta be
Yeah.
honest, Bray. These really look like shit.
Maybe I like them. They're fun.
They look
think
so
they're-
bad.
I don't think they look bad, to be
They
honest.
really do.
They're like well sculpted and shit. I think they're impressive.
I
looking.
don't know, man.
I think it's just the art style throwing you off. I think
the
just
sculpts are fucky.
what do you mean they're fucky.
Look at the way their like thighs come up like it's armor over the fucking hip, and then
Yeah, it's
like,
cool.
no, that's not normal.
I don't care. Looks fun. Whatever.
They look fucking weird, man.
That's fair.
It's
It's not for everyone.
Guy sounds like he's so high right now.
They don't look good.
That's fine. I don't mind. I get it,
you guys
though.
are funny. You guys never cease to turn my mood around.
Funny.
Yeesh. That's
We'll see. I'm not committing to anything. I'm just saying I like them.
I can't wait to hear what the internet has to say about these, because I bet you're in the minority.
I do not think that's true. I think people are happy to get more JoJo's figures.
He got a chain on his collar. What the fuck?
He's a badass.
He's a bad boy.
He's a delinquent.
So funny. A popped collar with a chain. Oh my god.
The gigantic chain.
Belts on. Whoa, dude, he's got 2 belts on.
Dude. No.
Dude.
So that character's design is fucking crazy because he's got a hat that like melts into his hair. It's so weird. He's a fucking crazy. I
also,
love.
Like, he's wearing like black and gray straight, and then he just picked the most fucking flamboyant, colorful, crazy belts he possibly could have. This is. I kind of want to watch the show now, just because this is ridiculous.
It's insanity.
I've been meaning to go back and watch it. I really want to watch it again because it's so fucking weird. It's so wild. It's got like, it's chaotic as shit. I like these figures. I think they're fun. I think it adds to the energy of the goofiness of the show. But I see where you're coming from, Ty. I totally get it. I totally understand that. But it's not enough to dissuade.
I'm gonna send, after we're done, I'm gonna send you a clip, Thatch, and it'll encapsulate the entire show for you.
Okay, I'm ready.
Is it the torture dance?
Yes.
I knew you were gonna send that. That's good. These will probably all come around at the same time, which is kind of, again, that's pretty wild to get of figures that all come out this soon, which is pretty cool.
I want these. Are these 3 guys brothers or anything?
No,
well, they're related.
They're in like a family line, but it's like grandfather, father, son.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. Grandson is the second one, and then I think nephew is the third one, if I remember that correctly. Yeah.
He looks like a nephew.
Yeah. That character is 17 years old, by the way.
What the fuck, man?
He's a 17-year-old high school kid, and he's like 7 feet tall.
You know, JoJo's was ahead of its time. Teenagers looking like 20-year-old men.
And he calls his mom a bitch.
Shut up! Get out of my face, you bitch!
I'm trying to picture some like really tall, skinny dude walking into high school with a fucking chain on his popped collar, and I don't see any way he doesn't get slapped in the first 5 minutes.
But again, he's fucking 7 feet tall. But
if they did that, his stand would destroy them.
There are definitely some cringy anime kids that definitely came to school with this outfit, and were just like, they're like 500 pounds, and they're like,
That's so
you won't touch me. My fucking stand. You know it's real though.
You're like an asshole.
They're like 500 pounds, and they're like,
Well, sorry.
Wow. 200. He's not in school anymore. He can say that.
It doesn't help if you lower the number.
He's 180 pounds. There's a 100-pound kid walking around.
A 180-pound loser walking around.
Loser?
Would you not call that kid a loser, though, to be fair?
Oh, my God.
A normal man.
He's got a shoulder chain going to...
He got a shoulder chain!
He's got a shoulder chain, yeah.
That's true. He does have a shoulder chain.
Wait, hold on. I need to emphasize this point. Look at this dumbass air hat situation.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with that guy.
It just melts into his fucking head. And he goes,
does he take it off?
Yeah, he takes it off, and then it's just his normal hair. But like the hat is like ripped to look like it's part of his hair. It's really strange.
Oh, interesting.
It's like a weird art style thing. Like they're just like, he's got fucking weird hair hat.
The hat is ripped. Hair.
Yeah.
that is totally like a fashion thing, though.
Oh
yeah. Yes.
Wait,
yes.
Hold on. Let me. I gotta find the pic. There's part 4. You can kind of see it still persists.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's still trying to come up into his head. Yeah.
Why does he look like he found Jesus in part 4?
because he's a reformed man. I don't know.
Look at him. He looks like a priest.
He did find God. I think. He's an older man in part 4.
Should we wrap SH Figure Arts there? Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I'm glad I got to talk about
revealed. We didn't want to talk about Denji.
Oh, they did do that. I completely forgot. There was an SH Figure Arts Chainsaw Man, and he's got his shirt open. Everyone thought it was gonna be soft goods, but it's not, and it looks stupid. Let me find a picture here.
I'm on it.
It looks fine. I mean, again, it looks like the first Chainsaw, but he's got this dumbass open shirt situation, and it's cool. It's for the movie, by the way, so we're probably gonna get the bomb girl revealed pretty soon.
I bet you're excited for that.
I don't know how old she is.
That's never stopped you before.
It has. It actually has.
No.
I only have
only
Chainsaw Man
sometimes.
and Denji. I didn't get the other ones yet. I canceled Aki. I didn't get him at all.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna go. I'm going to see this movie in theaters, despite how much of a shit show it might be and how embarrassing it's gonna be.
How smelly it might be.
It's gonna be awful. The Chainsaw Man movie.
Yeah, they're doing instead of a season 2, they're doing a movie.
Yeah,
and they'll do season 2 at some point, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna do a season 3.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. They haven't made a season 2 yet.
Okay.
Are they gonna do season 3?
Editor, I don't know if you caught any of that on fucking camera. I just spit out a bunch of water all over the place.
Editor,
Jesus
zoom in
Christ.
and add waterfall sound effect.
I had a cool, epic water bionicle golly sound effect right there.
Editor, cut to Golly getting her fucking face blown out.
Is it embarrassing that I blast Cryo Shell on the way home from work sometimes?
Hell no, man.
Hell, that's basic as hell. Actually, we were talking last night. You just forgot who Golly was. You're like the blue one.
The blue one.
I was like, no.
I love it when the blue one gets a blends blown out. There's Denji, and then they also showed. I'm gonna throw this in as well. They also showed off. Predator picks for Uraraka from My Hero. I kind of wanted this figure for a custom. I've decided not to do that. So she looks good though.
I want it.
Yeah, she's a child.
Yeah.
Brayden, stop being a freak.
She looks fun though. She looks fun.
She does look very fun.
She looks like a fun figure. I like her.
Calm down.
Megaphone. I like her megaphone.
Yeah, sure you do.
Go fine.
I like the fun figure. I like her.
I like her.
Look, he looks well done. Okay, can I say that?
You look well done.
Like a steak, like a hamburger. Denji looks.
Do not compare her to a piece of meat.
I was comparing Brayden to a piece of meat.
No, I'm talking about Brayden.
It's a saying.
Oh, God. Okay. Anyway, fuck.
Denji's got his open shirt lying open.
We're gonna talk about Bethesda.
Talk about your
little-known game company. So Bethesda, over the last couple of years, has had a tumultuous history. They've really been dropping the bag, fumbling, and fucking up, as you might say. They did Fallout 70 something and
76. Yep.
70. Yeah, okay, it was 76. I was gonna say 76, but I wasn't sure if I was thinking of something else. That sucked. Nobody liked it.
Mm-hmm.
They have released and re-released and re-re-re-released Skyrim over and over and over and over again for years. They got bought out by Microsoft, and they've just had some shitty.
Yeah.
Starfield, that was ass, and they lied about it a lot, and nobody liked that.
Mm-hmm.
So they've been tanking their reputation for a while. But the one thing that everyone loves Bethesda for equally is the Elder Scrolls. It's their old bread and butter. Skyrim, the greatest selling video game of all time. There's a reason it keeps getting re-released.
Mm-hmm.
I've pretty much bought it for every console I've ever owned. So, or at least my family has. And it's been rumored for a while that there's going to be an Oblivion remaster. And just last week, some screenshots were leaked by the devs on said Oblivion remaster, and it looked amazing. Everyone was like, oh my god, they're working on an Oblivion remake. And then Bethesda says, oh, this Tuesday, we're going to talk about the Oblivion remaster. So Tuesday comes around, they do a stream, they do a trailer, they talk about the game, and they say, and it's out now. They shadow drop an Oblivion remaster, takes the gaming community by storm, and it looks amazing, and it's still full of all the jank and goofy-ass nonsense, bugs, NPC, everything that everyone who's played Oblivion loves it for. It's still there. It's kept intact, but it's got beautiful Unreal Engine 5 visuals now. The AI is all still run by the original engine that Oblivion was on, so it's still they're still like.
That's what I was gonna say. It is the
brain
base
dead
game.
Goofy. It's a weird hybrid.
Okay.
It's
So it's literally the old game, but with literally a fresh coat of paint. Like that's
No, I was saying it's
no,
not. I was saying
it's like they rebuilt the world, but the core of it is the old game running underneath. So it's not a remaster and it's not a full remake. It's like a hybrid.
interesting.
so wait. So is the level design different?
No, it's they built it pretty much 1-to-1, but they've like all of the models have been updated. It's all been.
That's what I mean.
It's been It's
Right.
not
Like,
like a
visually-
remaster where the textures would just be enhanced. It is
Yeah.
rebuilt, but
Yeah.
then all the gameplay and the NPCs and stuff are still running. So they're running Unreal Engine 5 and the original engine at the same time.
Oh wow.
So you're getting the
Interesting.
world with the new engine and the gameplay and the NPCs for the old engine.
A little
So
kind
it's
of
literally it's visuals fully upgraded.
Yes.
The actual game itself, the exact same.
Not the exact same. They did make some quality of life improvements for like they streamlined the gameplay, made it feel a bit more modern. But for the most part, yes, it is like this weird hybrid sort of Frankenstein of modern and old gaming.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
But yeah,
when did
super
you-
cool. I just bought it. I installed it.
It's pretty unprecedented for a game to come out that quickly nowadays.
Yeah, we don't
Triple A
usually get shadow drops like that.
Yeah. That's
But,
pretty wild. You'd think we would have
mean,
heard
you know.
more. But...
It won them a lot of favor back that they desperately needed.
Well, yeah, it's not Elder Scrolls 6, but you know,
No, God,
it'll
no. We
it'll
won't see
hold
Elder
people
Scrolls
over.
6 for like 5 more years.
yeah, at least this will hold people over for a little bit because they're. Like, I know people love Oblivion, so that's interesting.
Yeah, I've never played it personally. My dad played it. I think my older brother has played it, and I think my little brother might have played it. I tried it once and I couldn't get into it. It came out in like 2005.
Okay, so it's old.
Yes.
Well, 10 years.
Um,
10 years, or not 10 years. Sorry,
It was
20.
in 2005 or 2006 or something like that. But
20
close,
years.
close to 20 years, yeah.
Yeah, look at him.
Yep.
He's back.
Yeah.
Twinkus.
Man, yeah, it's crazy. I can't wait to play it because I tried playing the original and the gameplay was a little jank and the visuals were obviously dated, and then it set me loose and I was like, I don't know where to go. So I walked around for an hour and I got bored.
There you go.
So hopefully
Might
this will
happen
be
again.
a much more exciting new experience. I grew up on, personally, my Elder Scrolls game was Skyrim. So
Oh,
this looks even better than that now. So hopefully that'll be a much more enjoyable experience for me.
Yeah, Skyrim's outdated now because it's
Yeah, Skyrim's fucking 14 years old.
yeah, it's wild. Skyrim's old.
But yeah, so that was just the Oblivion thing. I was not expecting to be talking about it released. I was expecting to have a release date, but it's out. So
It's out. It's here. It is here. It's pretty cool. It's pretty dope. I actually boys over at the Oni Plays played it, and they never get videos out on time. So the fact that they played a video like 2 days after, played the game and uploaded a video like 2 days after the game came, just goes to show how excited they were for the game, which is good. A lot of people play this game, so that's cool. I'm happy for all the Oblivion fans.
Yeah. So yeah, super good. Anyway, boring, snoring Marvel Rivals.
Thank you.
New goon skin. New goon skin.
Emma Frost's titties got bigger.
They made the asses larger. Okay, so
We talked about
there's
that last
some.
week.
Yes, we did. So there are some new skins I want to quickly point out. We've got the Peach Momoko inspired Hela and Loki. They look great.
Oh.
No doubt.
Nice, yeah.
I feel so bad for her goddamn heels because those are the most uncomfortable things I've ever seen in my life. Jesus Christ.
Queen of the underworld. She doesn't care.
I know. I saw that and I went, ugh. I'm pretty sure it's
Loki-
like that in her original skin too.
Loki looks like he has Christmas lights wrapped around his staff or something.
Yeah, you're right. He does. He's got. He's gonna spend some Christmas cheer. They look great. I have no. I might get that Hella. We got a tease for this. I'm pretty sure this was in a Cinemark trailer that Sebastian Stan is in.
Hey chat, Sebastian Stan here, armed and dangerous again.
They just showed this off. So there you go. That's coming to the game. Yeah. It's really weird. I don't know why he doesn't have a beard. It's very strange. They just chose to not give him his beard.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Interesting. It's like a generalization of Bucky.
Yes, that is coming to the game. Actually, it'll be out same day as the movie, May 2nd, or not the same day, but May 2nd. It's coming because the updates usually drop on Friday.
That's the day the movie comes out.
Yeah, but you can see it a day early. You know what I mean?
Shit it.
Yeah. Anyways, so those are the skin. Those are the skins this week. We'll probably get, maybe there'll be another Thunderbolt space skin. I don't really know who else they could do. Maybe a John Walker inspired cap. I don't know. Oh god.
Fortnite. I'll talk about it after this, but Fortnite also is doing Thunderbolt skins, and they fucked me.
Oh, and they fucked me.
They fucked me.
Raw. Okay, then there's some things I want to mention. There is the new event, which is Big Head Rumble or some shit like that. This is fucking
yeah, you sent me this.
Fucking dumb. So this is... It's just like a weird tournament style thing where you spawn in and just play any character you want and just beat the shit. And everyone's got huge heads for some reason.
Everyone's like Funko Pops?
Yeah, they all look like Funko Pops. And they make cartoon sounds when you punch them in the head. It's really strange. Played a couple rounds.
Is the best thing they've done ever.
Yeah, I would say so.
Good.
Might make me want to play more.
It's pretty great. It's pretty fun. And then, so you can actually... the more games you play, I think if you play 10 games, you'll get an emote that I don't know if it's a permanently large head emote or if it only lasts a couple. I hope that it's permanent. I really want a whole game where you can just play giant head mode. But if you play 10 games, you get one for free of whichever character you want, which is pretty nice. But then I think you have to spend like $4 to get another one, which
is this like a limited time game mode or is it?
Yes, this is a limited time just for the rest of, I think, 20 days or something like that. So these events will happen for a few days, and then they'll go away, and then they'll come back for like another couple weeks or like a week or something like that. The last one they did was the clone mode, where you can play multiple characters, which I love that one. They took it away from me way too quickly. It's so weird. It's so strange, but it's also the kind of shit that we need in this game to just do some dumb shit every now and then. Because there's this dumb shit and then there's dumb shit. Because there's some drama going on that nobody cares about.
Really?
There's some epic drama.
Sue Storm's butt is just not big enough, and all the Marvel Rivals gooners are pissed.
It's been reduced. No,
it
trust
actually
me,
came out that Sue Storm's butt is Botox.
You know what? You will hear about it when something happens with her. I will make a very big point about it.
Yeah, I know you will. You'll make a stink.
I'll make a statement. Anyways, so the drama is currently regarding strategist strikes that's happening right now. This is a community thing that's going on. From what I can tell, it seems like it's got started from a TikToker who is basically just like, strategist is the easiest role in the game. You just have to heal people. There's no there's no like technique involved. And so that got a lot of idiots being like, you're right. It is easy. Let's not play them anymore. So now if you go, there was a point where, and I knew this was a thing because I started seeing video after video popping up on my feed about it. And I was playing games and I realized, oh, nobody's picking healer. I got to play healer because I'm the type of person who will just, if we need a role, I will play a role. That's what I do. I'm a good Samaritan in that game. I was trying to get missions done. Thank you. I was trying to get missions done so that I could, I needed to be like a tank or a Namor or something like that. I was trying to get shit done, but I couldn't because we kept just having no healers. I'm like, if we don't have healers, our fucking team's going to die. So yeah, apparently there's like this huge like strike going on where nobody wants to play healers and it's like affecting people. This is more of a problem in ranked. I don't play ranked obviously, but it is still happening in quick play. So it's very strange and it's super petty and everyone's just acting like an idiot. And it seems like the main reason why it's also happening is because in competitive they're not giving as much points to healers. They're rewarding duelists instead. So that's why people are like, I'm not going to play healer. I fucking played healer in season 1. I don't want to play healer anymore. People are being little whiny little babies about it, basically.
Little bitches.
Yeah, exactly. Now, here's the thing. Even if this goes on for the rest of the season, Ultron's the next character, and he's a healer. So, you know, that streak is ending. You know, it's not. People are going to jump on Ultron as soon as he comes out. So there's no doubt in my mind that the strike will be over at some point. When I was playing this morning, I wasn't having too many problems getting other healers. I think people are starting to come around being like, well, we have to have a healer in the game or else we're just going to fucking die. So, like, I think people are starting to come around to it. But it is just a weird thing. And look, these are live service games. Obviously, there are going to be problems. There are going to be things that you can't predict, and there's also going to be changes that you're going to have to make dramatically because people will complain about shit. It's going to happen. So yeah, it was just a bit of interesting news about that, and as someone who actually mostly spends most of his time on healers, I felt a little inclined to talk about it just for a bit. But that's it. Sorry if I bored you guys.
Oh, good. Y'all gotta people like if you're thinking I'm gonna go on strike on my free-to-play goon game.
Yeah.
Like, man, you gotta reassess your
The
priorities.
Rivals community is fucking horrific. I hate everyone who like talks about this game. They're so annoying. It's such a toxic community, and I hate it.
Yeah, they are. I've got this one guy that just won't shut up about it. It's ridiculous.
Right? So annoying.
No, you're great.
I got this one guy that just goons to every new female character.
He's just constantly screenshots of asses being sent.
It's just
I don't think I've ever done that. Yeah. I have my own goon friends for that.
I've got my own private folder.
I've got terabytes of ass shots. It's a lot of shots.
Yeah, that's why you play Sue so much. You gotta record.
And she's the easiest character in the game to play. She is. She's so easy.
Easiest on the eyes, maybe.
Ooh.
No, Fortnite also did some Thunderbolt skins, and all they did was Bucky and Yelena, and they're weird comic book ones, and
they are weird.
Triggers me.
It's very strange. I don't really know what the goal was here. Actually, they did this for Deadpool and Wolverine too.
Yeah, but they don't match any of the other Marvel skins.
That's what I'm saying. They're weird. Like they did that for Deadpool and Wolverine, so it's very strange that they would do that. It's just so weird.
But no John Walker.
I think they look cool, but they don't fit the style.
We're like John Cocker. Ooh.
I'll fucking do it. I'll fucking do it.
He's got a gun, dude. He's got a gun, man.
Sorry, Ty.
I don't do it.
Yeah, it sucks. Makes me sad.
They'll add John Walker to Fortnite eventually.
No, they literally fucking won't.
Probably not. I want to be optimist.
This was my chance, and they fucked me. This was my one chance. They fucked me.
Had one opportunity. Okay, so we have some legal drama with Kingpin, don't we?
Oh shit.
Oh. Oh.
So this is kind of old news, but there's been developments, and I've analyzed it. And I've got to take. It's not just Vince D'Onofrio said Wilson Fisk can't be in movies. Not just that. There's like an extrapolation. I've really thought about this, and I've done research, and I looked at the old Marvel Sony rights agreement from 2011 that leaked in the email leak, and I've really thought about this because Vince D'Onofrio came out and said in an interview he was asked. Would you ever want to meet Spider-Man, Tom Holland, in a movie? And then Vincent D'Onofrio said, well, actually, I can't appear in movies because of a rights issue. I can only be in TV shows, is what he said, right? And so that was really weird. That's a very weird thing to say. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And when I heard it, I was like, what? That's like, for example, there's a thing that came out that Spider-Man can't be in Marvel Disney Plus shows. That makes sense. They haven't signed any agreement for shows. They've signed it only for the movies, This is a little weird, especially since the rights for Wilson Fisk and Daredevil were owned by Fox, and they made a movie with Wilson Fisk in it, right? So why would that change when Marvel gets the rights back? What's happening here? What's going on, right? And so I have a little bit more of a theory. I think that Vincent... What's up?
I have a theory. I just
Sure.
want to say it before you get into your actual research, because you have the actual professional opinion.
Yeah.
My guess would be is that because he was used in the Spider-Verse films.
Yeah. So that doesn't affect if Marvel can use the movies because this is a very similar situation to Quicksilver in Scarlet Witch. This is actually an identical situation, and Fox put Quicksilver in their movie, and Marvel could put him in their movie. It just had to be a different version. So that's where I'm going to read. So first of all, the context. Everyone's acting like he said this, like I can't be in any Marvel movies at all, and he kind of said that, but I think the context informs that a little bit. He was specifically asked in the context of meeting Spider-Man, right? I think he was a little general when he said this, but I think he's specifically talking about appearing in a Spider-Man movie. I just think he was a little muddled with his explanation, but because it was in response to a question specifically about Spider-Man, I'm thinking that was the intention. The intention of, in the context, this is clearly talking about him being in a Spider-Man movie, because that's what the question was. You know what I mean? He just kind of said it weird, and I think he might have been a little confused, honestly, because I'm sure he Vincent D'Onofrio is a really smart guy, but he also really cares about the character, and I'm sure he asked Kevin Feige about this, and then they had to do research and then send a guy to be like, hey, this is the answer. You know what I mean? So I'm sure there was a conversation he had with Marvel, informed by Marvel's legal team, not with Marvel's legal team, but informed by them, right? Anyway, I think it's mostly about being in a Spider-Man movie. But here's the receipts, right? So, in Schedule 7B, Fox Kingpin Characters, the 2011 amendment. That's what we're talking about. So, Section 7B says, hero or villain, right? Arranger, Oswald P. Silkworth, Brainwasher, the Wilson Fisk, Flint 4, Kingpin, the Wilson Fisk, a.k.a. Harold Howard, supporting characters, Vanessa Wilson, the Kingpin Fisk's wife, Julius, Vanessa's servant, and then business and other IP, Fisk Tower, owned by Kingpin, Gloom Room, a Go-Go nightclub, and Fisk Enterprises. Those are the rights that are in discussion, and those are the rights that are shared between Marvel and Sony, right? Are the rights to all those things. Now, Marvel can use the rights to all these characters in the context. So first of all, worth noting, Kingpin first appeared in a Spider-Man comic. Just putting that out there. But Marvel can only use the character of Kingpin in the context of his relationship with Daredevil and as a Daredevil originating character. That's how they can use Wilson Fisk. That doesn't mean he can't be in things without Daredevil. That doesn't mean that. It just means that their depiction of Wilson Fisk has to be rooted in the Daredevil mythology, right? That's where they are able to control the character. Now Sony's ownership of Wilson Fisk has to be rooted in the Spider-Man mythology. So it has to be informed by his relationship to Spider-Man. It can only be used in relationship with the Spider-Man mythology, right? So I think this is the issue. I think it's a gray area, but I think this is the concern. That if Marvel were to take their Vincent D'Onofrio iteration of Wilson Fisk, who is very much born of the Daredevil mythology, very much in relationship to that, if they were to use him, that iteration, in a Sony Spider-Man movie, right? Sony, and you know, as the villain of a Spider-Man movie, Sony would then have legal grounds to make the argument that they have ownership, partial ownership of that iteration of Wilson Fisk. Because now he has been directly linked as a Spider-Man supporting character, which they have control of. So I think the fear is that if they were to do that, they would essentially be relinquishing ownership, half ownership of Kingpin to Sony, which means that every time this iteration of Kingpin would have to show up again, they would have to get Sony's permission. Because Sony would have the argument, if they wanted to pursue, they would have the argument that that character is now a Spider-Man villain, a Spider-Man supporting character, right? So it would no longer be exclusively a Daredevil originated character. It would be shared, which means that they both would have ownership of it. And I think Marvel is nervous that they will get screwed if they do that. That by linking him, making him a Spider-Man villain in Sony's thing, that then Sony will have grounds to make the argument that they now deserve partial ownership of this specific iteration of Wilson Fisk. That's a whole tangent. Sorry. That's what I think is happening. I know that's really nerdy and stupid, but that's my... I think... And again, it's not that that will happen. It's just I think Marvel would be concerned that that could be where it would go. You know? They don't want to give Sony the opportunity to make that argument. You know? So that's also why Spider-Man supporting characters, by the way, they own the rights to Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman. They own the rights to a bunch of Spider-Man supporting characters. That's why Marvel doesn't use them in their movies, because Sony could make the argument that they are the originators and it's their iteration of the character, and Marvel now needs permission to use it. So
interesting. Okay. So
yes.
the only way we could see Kingpin in a Spider-Man live action movie is, say, like they did an Amazing Spider-Man 3 and did a new Kingpin incarnation.
Yes. Yep. It would have to be a different incarnation, because then it would be Sony's Kingpin. It would be Sony's Kingpin in a Spider-Man movie. It had to be a different iteration. It's exactly correct. Now, the argument could be made that they could... and again, this is where it gets really muddy, and this is what I think Marvel's afraid of. Like, you know, there could be a handshake agreement, not an official written one, of like, okay, this is your iteration of Kingpin. You're just also going to hire Vincent D'Onofrio to play him. You know? But Sony then could be like, oh, they could like freak out about it. And I think that they're nervous about that, that like gray area. It's flirting with the gray area way too much. You know what I mean? And I think that's the concern. So I think there's one of two ways they could get Tom Holland. Actually, there's three different ways they could get Tom Holland to meet Wilson Fisk Kingpin. There's three ways I can foresee this, right? The first one, Sony and Marvel just like write an agreement where they're just like, okay, we're gonna treat Wilson Fisk like an MCU character, like Iron Man or Doctor Strange, and this is not our iteration, and we're signing off and saying that we're borrowing your character for our film. There had to be like an official legal like agreement to cover their asses. I don't think Sony would do that, because Sony's a little sniveling bitch. The other option is that Sony would have to sign a deal with Marvel to allow Spider-Man to show up in television shows, so then they could put Spider-Man in Daredevil, and he is crossing over with that world, and therefore it's not his iteration of Kingpin, it's not his world, right? The third option, they could do an Avengers-style crossover movie with both of them in it, where they cross paths. You know what I mean? Like Thanos. They could do... They're not going to do this. Let's say they do an Avengers movie where Kingpin is like Thanos, and Spider-Man is one of the Avengers jumping in for the movie, helping them fight Thanos. Like, they could do that.
Like a Defenders movie or like a Marvel Knights movie.
Exactly. It would be a Marvel Knights movie with the Marvel Knights Daredevil Netflix Kingpin as the main villain, and Spider-Man is a guest character that is appearing in it.
Just can't be a movie titled Spider-Man.
Nope, because then they could zip Kingpin away, and then Kingpin's in a weird void the rest of eternity.
Right. They could just abduct Kingpin with a bag over his head and take him away.
Yeah. So that's the issue. Now, again, if he shows up in Spider-Man, my guess would be that Sony then officially signed on to Marvel to be like, hey, we're not, like, this is your character, we're not gonna, but I just don't think they would do that, So, basically what I'm saying is I don't think Kingpin himself is going to show up in Spider-Man 4 because of this. Yeah. I think they might be able to make references to him, maybe, maybe, as like a collateral thing. Like, he's not in our movie, he's in the MCU, like Tony Stark is, maybe, but they wouldn't be able, it's hard because they would really need...
Didn't No Way Home have a poster for the musical?
Yes, it did. Yes.
So they could maybe do like a Mayor Fisk poster or something.
Yeah, they could probably do that. I think they could get away with that. Yes. And it's like a reference. It would be treated like a reference to this thing, not like a plot point or an antagonistic force,
Yeah. Man, I hate this shit.
I know, it sucks. I've been saying this for years. The agreement between Marvel and Sony was super specific about Spider-Man can show up in a Marvel movie and a Marvel character can show up in a Spider-Man movie. It was very close. It was very it didn't open the box for possibilities. It was very specific, very direct. Yeah. Right? You okay, Tyler?
Actually, I have a question now.
Sure, what's up?
So this is kind of unrelated, but also kind of related. No Way Home, the Statue of Liberty is being rebuilt with the Cap Shield.
Yep.
Do we know what happens with that after it's destroyed?
Well, the Cap Shield falls off in No Way Home. Right. So I think it's just... I think we've seen it in the MCU. Yeah, we saw it in a show or something. There was an establishing shot, and they actually needed... It was in a trailer for one of the shows or movies, and they needed to go back and CGI. It might have been Brave New World. I don't know. There was a Marvel movie that came out where in the trailer it was green, and then they had to go back and CG over it to make it brown. So essentially, the Statue of Liberty in the MCU has been reverted to its original copper color, and it looks the same. It's just copper, which is really weird.
Very weird.
Yeah. Huh. Okay.
Yeah. That's what's happened with that. So.
Yeah. Because I would wonder if it hadn't shown up yet, I would wonder if because they did that in No Way Home, they're now not allowed to use the Statue of Liberty in the MCU going forward.
Because the Statue of Liberty isn't Marvel property.
But I mean, specifically the Spider-Man bronze version.
It was Miss Marvel, actually.
Yes,
it was Miss Marvel.
It was Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
I
think that's one of the... There is also a degree of... There is some gray area...
It's public property, pretty much.
There is some gray area, I will say. I'm not going to act like the deal with Marvel and Sony doesn't have its own little gray area. We're just going to let that slide, because it definitely does, because Sony has not ever stopped Marvel from saying Spider-Man's name in anything. And vice versa, in Venom 3, which has nothing to do with Marvel Studios, Venom explicitly mentions Thanos and the Avengers, right? And again, technically he shouldn't be able to do that, but Marvel is we're not gonna make that a thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? So there's a little bit of leeway, but when it comes to a character, I don't think they're gonna get, a flesh and blood character. I don't think they're gonna get kind of leeway.
Yeah. I mean, those references are probably no different than in Eternals when they mentioned Superman and Batman. So.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I think so. I think it's okay, but it's the only reason that gives me pause is because that didn't happen before in movies before the deal. You know what I mean? I guess they do mention Doctor Strange in Raimi, and so maybe it is okay. Maybe you're right, because in Raimi they mentioned Doctor Strange, so I think it's okay to say a character's name, but and maybe you could sue someone for it. I don't, but that's so stupid. I think no one would. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer.
And then also there are non-franchise movies that have done that for forever, like Clerks and stuff.
Yes. I think you're right. I think that's the rule. I think maybe a lawyer could make the argument that because they're treating it's not treated as a pop culture reference, but it's treated like an existing character in the world. You can make the argument that it's acknowledging the character's existence as a real person, and maybe, but again, I don't think anyone's going to make a fuss about that. That's like silly, you know.
Yeah.
And it goes both ways, you know. So they're letting the other one do it, but that is like some of the only little loosey goosey stuff I've seen allowed. Which is funny. Spider-Man's actually, his name is mentioned quite frequently in the Marvel movies, I've realized. Like, he gets mentioned in Daredevil, he gets mentioned in Quantumania, he gets mentioned in Doctor Strange, you know, like, they're pretty... They reference him a lot.
Kingpin mentioned him.
Mm-hmm.
Even Nick Fury alludes, he doesn't mention him by name, but he alludes to him in, you know, the original Iron Man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a couple other...
Does he allude to him in Iron Man? What?
He does, yeah.
In a deleted post-credit scene.
Deleted post-credit scene, yeah. But also it wouldn't make any sense because Peter Parker's presently a child at that time.
No, I know. That's why.
As retcon confirmed by Iron Man 2.
I thought I was very confused about that. I was like, what?
It's a deleted scene.
Yeah.
The impression that scene was written under, and again they deleted it, so they didn't go through with it.
Yeah.
But the kind of, at the time, again, it's 2008, right? The impression they were going to give was that the Fox and Sony movies like existed in the MCU. That was kind of the implication. But clearly they realized they can't.
I mean, they even almost put Avengers Tower in TASM 2. So.
Yeah, and it fell through. Yeah.
Crazy. That's wild. You sent me down this little rabbit hole now with this last Statue of Liberty thing. They recolored the Statue of Liberty in the Miss Marvel trailer. They did not put the shield back on, so the shield is not back on.
Yeah, the shield you visually see because they fight on the shield at the end of the movie. They fight on top of the fallen shield.
It lands in the water.
Yep.
But cool. It is weird that's one of the biggest like impacts Spider-Man's had on the MCU is the fucking
down the
he polished up the Statue of Liberty.
And I also think I could be wrong, but I always got the impression that moment in No Way Home where they have the brown Statue of Liberty was more of a reaction to something that had been established in an earlier movie, but then like the COVID shit fucked it up, and it caused them for Spider-Man to come first. I think, and then maybe that scene got cut from that other movie because Spider-Man came. It feels weird. It feels like a strange, arbitrary decision. You know. Yeah.
It's very odd because you're like, why? There's no like immediate like, why would they fix the color after all this time? You know?
Yeah.
But you know what's interesting? I've had people say that it makes the MCU. Not like I've talked to them. I've seen people say that it makes the MCU Statue of Liberty very distinguished and unique.
Yeah.
And I've heard people say that they might use the Statue of Liberty as like a way to tell you which universe you're in the Avengers movies, because if it's brown, it's the MCU. If it's retro-futuristic, it's the Fantastic Four. And if it's green, it's the Fox-verse, because you see them fight on top of it.
Fantastic Four Statue of Liberty is actually blue.
Totally blue, yeah.
It's Big Reed.
Yeah.
His arms just stretching up into the space.
He's just flipping off Galactus in space.
Yeah, there you go. That's cool.
I am fascinated. When the Sony Marvel deal falls through, inevitably, whenever that happens, I'm going to be fascinated how either of them approach each other going forward. Like the MCU, nothing short of the MCU ending. How do you write out Spider-Man without being able to write out Spider-Man? You just have to leave him. It's weird.
This deal stuff makes me so sad because we could be having such a more consistent.
That was my thesis. I'm sorry, I'm supposed to come around to this. I completely forgot. My thesis is that Sony Marvel need to reassess their dumb fucking deal and make it less specific and make it more. They need to make the deal not we're allowing Spider-Man to show up in a Marvel movie and allowing a Marvel to show up in a Spider-Man movie. They need to make the deal we are making an interconnected world build universe. They need to make that the thesis of the deal. That like we're not allowing a character in a movie. We are teaming up on a cinematic universe. They need to treat it that way.
It needs to be more collaborative rather than all right, I'll give you one, but you got to give me something back. You know.
Yes. Then Sony can make if that's the mission statement, we're building a cinematic universe together, Sony could make their spin-off movies in the MCU with Marvel's help, and they'd probably be better, and they definitely make a lot more money. And then Marvel can have Spider-Man fight fucking Kingpin, which he's supposed to. Yep. So there you go.
It's very obvious, especially with like friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, how much fun they're having by just using these characters and just they're having so much fun with it. But then you go back to the regular and like, well, they got to make specific deals where these things can work, and sometimes they can't show up, and it's like, it's such a bummer. So
it's interesting. Yeah, sorry, I went on for too long about this, but that's the.
I actually need a piss break before we get into the last few topics.
Oh, go piss, girl.
Girl?
Girl, go piss.
I want them to do a Marvel movie where Julius, Vanessa Fisk's servant, is Spider-Man's lead villain.
I tried looking that guy up. I couldn't find nothing. Also, yeah, Kingpin has had like 30 different assistants now.
Yep.
No, he's had 3, right? There's like 4. You said there's a guy. There's obviously, Wesley, obviously the King.
Yeah.
Then there's a guy in season 3.
There's 2 guys in season 3, his lawyers,
okay.
but they function like Wesley. Like they're not just lawyers; they're also like managing his affairs.
There's weird Wesley twins.
Yeah.
Then there's a guy in Echo. You said?
I didn't say that. There's no guy in Echo.
I thought you said there was a guy in Echo.
There's no guy.
He's got like an assistant.
I don't think he's got no. Maybe he's got like a crony, but it's certainly not a character that's like treated with any like. It's not like this is Fisk's guy and he loves him. Right. It's not like that. And now there's Buck.
Yeah, Buck. And I guess technically Daniel too, if you want to count him, because he's.
Oh, dude.
But he's not Buck. He's not Buck.
Well, I mean, if you're
they got a reference,
Daniel, then you got to count what's her name.
Danielle.
Danielle.
No, the lady.
What is her name? Yeah, I don't remember what her name was.
But you could also make the argument that Kate Bishop's mom almost filled that sort of role.
My favorite Marvel character, Kate Bishop's mom.
She's played by a pretty big actress.
She is.
She's good. She's in prison now, rotting forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kate Bishop's life is a shit show. Anyway.
Yeah.
It is.
Now, I don't
know, she got a new dad. She got a new mom.
What's the last thing she did? You talked to
She went to
Kamala?
Christmas at Hawkeyes.
No,
she
she
went
went
to Kamala. That's right.
Yeah, Kamala. She went to talk to Kamala.
Kamala literally broke into her house.
We're forming the Baby Avengers. You should come with us.
That's so sad that scene is like not a thing that's paid off. Like, what are you doing?
Wouldn't America Chavez make more sense to be doing that also?
Oh yeah, where's America Chavez?
She's in fucking Camartage or whatever, training.
Yeah, Doc Strange locked her in a box and she's just trapped now.
I just watched Doctor Strange 2 today, so great movie. God damn.
Very funny.
Very underappreciated.
I got a
shit show.
Well, you got to talk about something else because Predator.
Oh
yeah.
Who's talking?
What's up?
Who wants to lead this?
Predator.
I haven't watched this trailer.
Okay, Predator Badlands just dropped a brand new trailer. We talked about Predator Killer of Killers recently, the animated Hulu anthology film.
That might be on the episode that didn't come out.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. I think it was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you're right. Okay, sorry. We talked about it. You did not hear us talk about it.
No.
We liked it.
We liked it. We thought it was cool.
Liked it.
We liked it. I don't think Ty gives a piss about the Predator franchise, though.
Not particularly.
He does not give a fuck. That's why we wanted Lay to be on this one so he could gush, because he's very passionate about the Predator franchise.
Make an Alien Isolation level game, and I will care. But otherwise,
there you go. They should do a Predator game. The last one they did was like a multiplayer one.
Yeah, it was like one of those fucking you play as the serial killer and everyone else plays as the survivor.
Yeah,
type games.
it's like literally I was about to say 5 Nights at Freddy's. Friday the 13th.
They should have not used the title Prey for the last movie, saved it, released an indie game called Prey that does not reveal that it's a Predator tie-in, and then halfway through you realize the thing hunting you is a Predator, and that Prey is in a relationship to... Anyway, that'd been cool.
That would be really cool. Oh man, yeah, no, so this looks great. Honestly, this looks really cool. It's a very, very different take for a lot of this stuff too, which is cool. You got Predator as a main character, which is cool. Mm-hmm. And if Lay was here, he'd be able to fucking nerd out about this shit. specific things. But he's weird looking dude. He's a very strange looking predator. He's got
he's younger.
He's younger. He's more human. He's more human, more expressive.
He's human.
I mean, he's got to be the protagonist, so he's got to be more relatable.
Yes.
Yeah, no, this was totally a film. Exactly. No, this was totally an exercise of character design in context. Like, they made the original character design because he was a scary monster you were scared of, but he was not supposed to be the protagonist. But now, that character design needs to be tweaked for the services of what this movie is, which has different intentions to the original. And it's like, that should be acceptable, right? Like, the design should be made to play well in the story it's in, right? Right?
Plus, like, even if that wasn't the case, there's already a billion different looks for these predators.
Dude, I actually like the one in Prey. Am I crazy? I fucking like that guy.
Yeah,
I don't think people hate the Prey design.
Lay sent a collage of every predator, and I was like, I like all of them.
The only one I didn't like was the Alien vs Predator one. He looks fucking stupid.
I liked it. Why do you not?
You
love stupid shit.
No, I know, but it's very cheap in the movie. It looks
I like how
it's like
looks.
I get it, but you're supposed to take him seriously, so it doesn't really.
But those movies are so fucking cheesy and bad. How can you take it seriously?
That's the first exposure I had to Predator at all was that movie. Actually,
it's not a good movie.
I've heard people say that the design, they're like, if they want to make him sympathetic, they need to change it that much. He was really sympathetic in Alien vs Predator. He wore a fucking mask the whole time. What are you talking about? He
was sympathetic because he wanted to frig the woman.
And then he took it off to look at the woman or whatever. That was
it.
And then
he went. Yeah, he goes. He's down bad. Anyways, he's a fucking idiot. I like most of their designs. I think they're great. And so I love seeing the new ones, especially in the animated movie, and now this one. I think they look great. The fucking Elder looks so fucking cool.
There's like an Elder one. He's got like white dreads.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And like a hyper tech mat.
The fucking lightsaber, bro.
So it's about there's an android in this movie who's Wayland, who again people were like, I think it's Wayland. And the fucking logo's in the movie in the trailer like 2 times. Like, it's not hard to tell that was what they're.
It's not just the android. You also see a destroyed truck or space vehicle that has the Wayland-Yutani logo on it, in like an action.
People are like, I think this is Wayland-Yutani. It's like, no shit, it says it on the thing.
I think they're connected.
There is a cool reference. There's an Independence Day alien skull.
Or what's the other one? Independence Day alien, but there's another alien. Steven Spielberg movie.
Close Encounters.
Yes, and they look very similar.
There's also a T-Rex.
They should just put skulls from like all the movies that Disney owns.
Yeah.
Dude, we should get like a Rancor skull.
Yeah, Chitauri skull.
Get like an ET skull.
Oh, dude. I'm gooning.
E.T. skull? I don't want to know what E.T. skull looks like.
I'm gooning.
I goon.
Yeah, is that the whole summary? Are you done with the summary?
So there's that. It's about the Predator and the robot teaming up. It seems like they also show
something about the Predator is exiled from his clan and he's got to earn his way back, and there's an evil clan.
There is evil clan. We get to see some other aliens in this trailer vaguely. We get to see like a weird, scary tentacle thing in the woods, and then we get to see a giant beast alien, and everyone's like, "I hope that's a xenomorph." I don't think it's going to be a xenomorph.
Well, okay, so I'll get into that in my section.
Okay, all right.
I know more about this trailer than I should know because Lay has yapped about it nonstop.
Lay sent like a 9-minute audio message.
I want to say they play fucking Wolf Totem during it, which was so cool, bro.
So cool, dude.
That's a quick tangent about.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, so quick tangent about Wolf Totem.
Tyler, you know the beginning of Star Wars Fallen Order? Jedi Fallen Order?
Oh,
the song that plays? Yep.
Yeah.
That's from a band called The Hue, and that's their vibe. Like, they do songs like that, and they're all in that language.
Singing.
Yes, it's a real language. They're doing it in a real, but anyway, it seems like I think they mixed it with Star Wars in the Star Wars one, but it sounds very similar. Anyway, that's what they do. So it's that vibe. So
fun tangent. I put Wolf Totem music in Scarewolf, and Thatch was like, "Fucking Wolf Totem? Can you put Wolf Totem in this?" And I was like, "I don't know what that is." I just looked up Wolf music. It's
Wolf
literally
music.
very aggressive. They're such a unique band that it's.
When
I
you
just
hear it,
whenever
you're
I
like,
hear
oh,
it, I'm
shit.
really happy because they sound so weird.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's very odd.
That's very.
What do you want to talk
cute.
about that? Go ahead.
So there's so much interesting about this to me because to me, as someone who's not a Predator fan, I have seen the first Predator on a plane once. It was all right. It wasn't my thing, right?
Fucking love the first Predator.
Didn't hate it. Didn't hate it. Just wasn't like it was. I was just kind of like, all right. Never seen the second one. And then I saw. I don't know if there's a third one or not. That's like in a earlier trilogy or not. But I do know.
Would be the next one. Yeah.
Is that was that one was the late 2000s?
Yes, that was Adrian Brody.
I saw that one as a kid.
Yeah.
And aside from Alien versus Predator, that was the one I was the most familiar with. And
Alien vs Predator came first before Predators.
And then I saw the really shitty one from like 6 years ago or whatever. That was fucking
Predator.
awful. That was terrible. So I guess I've seen most of them, but but not often, and I haven't rewatched them. And I was never into the lore. I didn't see the first one until like 2 years ago, like legitimately. Like I didn't like that was a very recent.
Not
thing.
a franchise that you keep up with or think about.
Right.
Predators was 2010, and I did not know that this existed.
Yep. Predators was 2010. It was like their cool reboot.
I
Not
literally
really.
thought it was Predator, Predator 2, Alien vs Predator, and then the Predator.
Nope, they did Predators.
People don't talk about Predators very often. I don't know why.
It's not. It's kind of them trying to remake the first movie, but like the new epic fucking scary predators are running around hunting the old predator. It's kind of cool, honestly. It's really edgy and dumb, but it's got that 2010s like everything's like fucking epic.
Yeah, that like Terminator Salvation energy.
Yeah.
Or something like
Yes,
that.
yes. Everything's like washed out and like looks gross, and it's like, well, it's interesting.
But anyway, so I'm not a huge Predator guy. Not my thing. In fact, when I saw the Predator, I didn't even notice that it looked all that different. I mean, I noticed that it was like they added expression and like CG in the face. I actually really like that you can see his eyes like changing direction, you know, and like his emotion. I just because you can never read emotion in those things other than I'm fucking evil, I'm gonna eat you. So it's kind of cool to see him like have an emotion. But to me, as a basic bitch who barely even noticed, I had to pull up 2 photos and be like, how are they different? I guess so. I still kind of struggle. The only thing I can notice concretely that's not like they just added more structure is that the dreads are not on the sides or on the top. But anyway.
Yeah. This coming from the guy who, if a single web line is out of place on Spider-Man's mask,
Right,
he'll
exactly.
flip the fuck out.
Yep.
It's totally correct. Yes. If they make the logo 2 inches too big, I'm going to literally
It literally goes, lay, top of the pecking order, then me, and then probably, honestly, I'd say Aiden, even though he probably knows nothing about the franchise. He probably is more passionate about this than any of you guys, to be fair.
Yeah. And then Tyler, and then there was a massive gap, and then me.
I think you guys are closer than you think.
No,
But anyway-
I fucking love that first movie. I
Oh,
think
really-
that's better than RoboCop, Alien, Terminator, any of it.
He loves it so much.
I fucking love that movie.
But I love Alien. Anyway, but I loved Prey. Thought Prey was awesome. That was a great. But I like when
I
there's
haven't
these
seen
franchises.
Prey.
Yeah,
There's these franchises that do like these later franchises that will then like they get to do a new idea. It's not like we're gonna reboot or do the edgy one or do the direct sequel or do the soft reboot or do, it's like let's. And it's that example of like it got me really interested in the franchise. I was like, oh my god, this franchise is finally doing something new, but like that plays to the core. That's like concept. Like it builds off the core concept, but just a new way, you know. Because the format's basically the same, right? But anyway, and then so this one also, I love the director. He directed 10 Cloverfield Lane, which is literally one of my favorite movies. Like it's one of my favorite.
Shit. You did that? That's crazy.
Yeah, he directed 10 in Cloverfield Lane. Yeah, so I've always kind of vibed.
He did Prey too, right? It's the same guy.
He did Prey. Yes.
Gotcha.
Yep. And now he's doing this one. And to me, as someone who just saw Prey and saw like some of the other ones a while back, I think the direction of this seems like the natural, like this is what we all would want a Predator movie to be that we haven't gotten yet. Like it's going to show their mythology and their home planet, which has like never been done really. I know there's like expanded universe. I'm talking about the movies, right? I'm not worried about that shit. I'm a basic bitch. But then like they never did in the movie, so they're showing their homeworld, their origin. They're making the Predator the main character, which you know, when you like a horror icon or like an action icon, but it's not the main character, but it's like the main thing. Like, it almost is like in your head you want them to be the main character. You know what I mean? So like, it's cool to then do that. Like, I think that's really great. And then it's doing that, and it's going to be connected to the Alien franchise. You know what I mean? And it's just it's got the Hugh in it. It's about him going to other planets. It's like the Predators are a spacefaring species. We've never seen them spacefare ever except Earth. You know, like, super cool idea that they're gonna like show their more cosmic nature. You know, that they go to multiple planets. I think that's great. That's a huge part of their mythology we never know about. So
We've seen hunt other things aside from just humans, which are, you know.
it's shocking how little of the Predator mythology that the Predator franchise has explored.
Yep.
They've kind of just done a very specific niche of it. Again,
only-
not in comics, in movies. You know,
The Predators actually does take place on a different planet. That's like the twist. It's like, oh shit, it's on a different. It's not on the Predator planet. It's just they grab humans and drop them on this random planet.
but it's
so
not
they
like
can
a
hunt them.
it's not like a cool alienish planet.
It
isn't
is an
Like,
alien planet. But there's nothing cool on it. It's like basically abandoned as far as I remember.
Right. Right. I remember basically looking like a jungle on Earth or a forest. There's not a lot there to like.
No.
You know. So anyway, you know, they're gonna see that. I think that's all. Like, I think a franchise that's going to go on for a while needs to explore corners it hasn't done before, but are kind of laying massive gaping holes of like, what could that be? This is all of this is like I'm going to see this in the theater. I legitimately am really excited to see this. Like, this is exactly, as someone who's not a major Predator fan, if I was given Predator, I would do this. You know, I would my outsider view would be this would be the natural evolution. Like, are we really going to put him in a forest and have him fight another guy? Like, come on now. You know what I mean? And they tried to put him in a city, and that didn't work. You know what I mean? So anyway, it's super satisfying. Now, the interesting thing, though, that I think is fascinating is that, and I know that Predator 2 kind of does it, but not really, that they're treating the Predator and Alien universes like a truly shared universe, you know? Like, not just they're crossing over, but that, like, their shared mythology and world building is incorporated into each other. You know what I mean? Like, that's fascinating. This isn't like, oh, they showed an alien skull. That's fun. This is like, oh, a major plot point of our movie is that one of our main characters is a Weyland-Yutani robot, which is exclusively from the Alien franchise. Our main human character is a concept from the Alien franchise. It's not like, the worlds are colliding. It's like these worlds coexist. They live together. It's the same universe, you know? And I don't think a xenomorph, maybe in the post-credits, a xenomorph will show up or something, but I don't think a xenomorph is going to be, like, as we know it, as we know a xenomorph. I don't think it's going to be, like, going to show up in this movie at all, honestly. They're just using the Weyland stuff. But I will say, while I think a literal normal xenomorph won't show up, I do think the twist of this movie, based on a little concept I have where we see a Weyland-Yutani robot all destroyed in a tree, and then we see Weyland-Yutani like structure like crushed and collapsed. I'm 99% certain that the main monster of this is a Weyland-Yutani experiment, a failed experiment, and he's going to a planet where there was a lab and or something, or a cargo freighter, and it broke out and it destroyed everything. And this creature is the Weyland-Yutani, like, it's one of their experiments. I think that's a very likely chance because that's known that they do that, and that, you know, I think the idea is that this guy is like needs to prove his credit again, so he needs to hunt like a very dangerous creature, you know, to prove that. And that's a really cool way to justify, even again, if it's not a xenomorph fighting a predator, it's a cool way to justify them being connected. That, like, I need to fight a dangerous monster. There's this company in the Alien franchise that exclusively makes dangerous monsters, you know? Little weird too, because it then also means that Blade Runner might exist in this universe.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that.
Don't get into the Blade Runner shit. Good lord.
Blade Runner might exist in this world, but I don't think
that'll ever come into play.
Blade Runner, I think if there's any reference to Blade Runner, it'll exclusively be that when they go to Earth, it looks similar-esque to the Blade Runner one. Yeah. I think that's the only way they would do that. But anyway,
unless Disney
I think that's
to buy Blade Runner.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. I think this is so cool. I think them being in a shared universe makes the almost overzealous amount of world building in the Alien franchise, where there's almost like too much, you know, world building and backstory. it's taking that excessiveness and then applying and like using some of it to fill out an extremely underdeveloped world, which is the Predator world. And so we're pulling it. That feels really nice. Like
They're the complete opposite in terms of franchises, which is crazy.
yes.
Yeah.
I think that this is the right way to do it, and I hope that Romulus sequel, whatever that comes out, uses like some of the Predator, even though there's barely any of it there. Like whatever little there is, it'd be cool to play to that, and like nod to it and be like, yeah, we're not making movies that are like one crossover and then there'll be cheeky references. We're building an actual little world here that's gonna like continue to, grow. And then when the crossover of a xenomorph fighting a predator happens, it'll feel extremely natural and satisfying. Like I don't know. I think like if they don't like if watch if Romulus does this too. Now we would have had 2 or 3 movies building up to that they live in the same universe, and while they're not like setting up here's our main predator and our main alien, they're getting us talking about a crossover, so we're getting excited. So the more they do that, the more that when they do the crossover happens, that people are going to be really excited for it.
Oh yeah. I think it's been long enough to the point where people who've seen the original Alien vs Predator want a redo. They're like, okay, didn't work.
If they just keep putting out good Alien and Predator movies, then hopefully they don't fuck up a third attempt at a crossover.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, I have a guy. There's a guy I've subscribed to, and he makes videos called like "What Happened to the Alien versus Predator franchise." He's just this nice Australian dude. Every single time a Predator movie has come out since like Prometheus or Alien and Predator, he will make a video about it, and then he'll just disappear off the face of the planet for like 5 years or whatever, and then he'll make a new video. So when he made a video about Prey and Romulus, and now he must be so happy right now because he's like, yeah, I got 2 Predator movies to talk about. Like,
by the way, also, the secondary character being Weyland Yutani robot is also ingenious because it explains how she can understand the Predator because she has like which is like again it's like you're using world building interest like it's just cool. I like it. I think it's the right way to do this. And I hope they. Now it's cool because the Alien franchise explores we go to like the dawn of humanity and we skip to the future dystopia and we skip everything else, and now we have the Predator franchise to go into the history of humanity. You know what I mean? Like it's interesting. I think it's cool. So I hope it's good and I hope people like it, and I hope the franchise I hope it continues to. It's making me an Alien fan so much more invested in the Predator franchise because it's like. I don't look at it like as a distant relative. I look at it as like a brother. I'm like, okay, this is like part of my thing. This is like my, so.
You got to be in the know.
Interesting. Very interesting.
I had so much more to say about that than I ever thought. Holy shit.
It was good.
Braden had so much less than he made it sound.
Well, I was like, I got to talk about it. And then I wasn't expecting you. Well, you actually carried the conversation, so I appreciate it.
Okay, so there was some Star Wars Celebration news from last weekend that I wanted to talk about because one of the key details makes me very happy. So we got news on Star Wars Visions Season 3, which is coming out in October. We are getting 3 of the episodes are going to be sequels to episodes in Season 1, and that's going to be the Ronin, the Village Bride, and the Ninth Jedi. Village Bride I'm very happy about because my favorite character in any of the episodes was F, the lady in the GIF. Love her. Hope she gets more because she was amazing in that episode. The Ninth Jedi is getting a second episode, and then in 2026 it's getting its own dedicated anime.
Whoa!
It's from Star Wars Visions Presents. It's going to be The Ninth Jedi, the series.
What is The Ninth Jedi? Which one's that?
That's the one where the kid in the picture, the young guy, he thinks he's joining a cabal of Jedi, but they turn on their lightsabers and they're all actually Sith. And then simultaneously, the daughter of a mechanic has to flee her homeworld for some reason, because I think he was making like lightsabers or something.
Okay.
And then they meet up, and then they actually find actual Jedi who aren't going to kill them. So, yeah. That one seemed like it had the most lore and world building of all the original episodes. But But yeah, I'm just very excited for, in particular, the one that I like getting a sequel. But then Ronan's getting a sequel, and The Ninth Jedi getting an anime. Having a Star Wars anime that doesn't have to be in like Star Wars continuity is crazy.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. That's a good point. That was my number one question for you, Ty. Again, you're way more into Star Wars than I. I mean, I used to like Star Wars, and I like it's like whatever. But you're still in it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the more they do follow up content on these stories, are they building out individual versions of the Star Wars universe that are all like parallel to each other? Or are they going to try to pull some into canon, you know, that they really like, you know, like uh, they're no longer one-offs, I guess, which I mean, the more
Yes.
they go on and they're not one-offs, it starts to make you more so question their relationship with what is canon Star Wars,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, Ronan, so it has the one episode, and then it got a novel. So I assume that's because that's obviously the most aesthetically different of any of them.
Yeah.
So that has to be its own universe. Don't know about The Village Bride, but The Ninth Jedi is, I think confirmed to be non-canon.
Okay.
Or at least I've heard. I don't know if it is confirmed, but I think it is. But then Village Bride, I could see that one being canon. I could see that one being its own universe. I could see that being connected to The Ninth Jedi. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. It's super interesting though. It's very very interesting to see Star Wars branching out more, and not having this like rigid adherence to canon and continuity and everything.
Yeah, I think you're totally right. I mean, I'm just excited for more animation because I'm an animator and I love animation, and they're working with small studios to do this. So whenever they do these like a collection of animated somethings and it's a bigger company doing it with independent studios, I'm like, this is the best thing ever. We need more of this. You know what I mean? Marvel
Absolutely.
needs to do that. I don't know why Marvel hasn't done that.
Yep.
What the hell is this?
Fuckers. What?
I'm very invested right now. Is there like a CGI Visions episode with like weird like tribal people? This is interesting.
What are you looking at?
Oh, this is season 2.
Yeah, the second season
Yeah,
had
season 2 is had studios from all over the world, not just Japan.
That's cool. That is neat. Okay.
Is season 3 fully Japan again though?
Yes, back to Japan.
Interesting.
But it's only 3 sequel episodes, and then the rest. Some of the studios from season 1 are coming back for new episodes. Some are new studios, so it'll be a nice, interesting mix.
Pretty sweet.
It's a shame it's not all from across the world again, though.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, because you're racist. Just kidding.
Jesus, what are you talking about?
Because he doesn't want diversity.
What are you talking about, Goofy Goober?
He doesn't
They're
want
all from
diversity.
Spain. They're all from one place. What do you?
Editor, destroy this man.
Editor, seamless transition.
Anyway, speaking of Star Wars, the greatest Star Wars show of all time, and perhaps one of the greatest shows of all time, is back with Andor Season 2. And
bye, guys.
Fuck you. Holy shit. They dropped 3 episodes, and so much happens. Yeah, go do your little fucking 2 frames a second Bigfoot walk out of here, bitch. That guy. Fuck him.
That fucking guy.
Oh, he's just gone. Okay. Alright. Well, I guess we're just doing this.
You go through the plot.
Okay. It's a lot.
3 episodes. Jesus.
3 episodes, yeah. So I'll make I'm not gonna do a beat by beat, but we pick up, it's a year later after season 1. Cassian is still working for fucking, I don't remember what his name is. Luthen.
Cool.
It's Luthen.
There you go. Wow, not a J. What is wrong?
No,
with you?
not at all. Cassian's still working for Luthen in the rebellion. He has a mission where he has to steal an experimental TIE fighter variant He does, and then he gets off world, and he crash lands on a... Well, he doesn't crash land. He actually goes to his rendezvous point with where he's supposed to trade off the ship. His pilot's not there, and he gets ambushed by a insurgent group of rebels that don't believe him when he says that he's also a rebel. And there's infighting, and they're starving, and they have no leader, and then they start killing each other, and so Cassian has to deal with that. Meanwhile, Bix and Cassian's family essentially are on a farming planet where they have taken up work as mechanics, and they're it's very obviously an allegory. They are illegal immigrants with no visas, working in farming jobs. Doesn't get any much more overt than that. But the Empire comes in, and they are checking people's visas, and they're doing inspections or whatever. And so there's a lot of tension because they're not there legally, and the Empire will arrest them if they catch them. Very topical. So then there's this one Imperial officer who comes around twice, and he's a fucking creep. He's very uncomfortable, and he attempts to... he doesn't attempt to. He sexually assaults Bix, and she fights him off in just the most uncomfortable scene in Star Wars. But he dies, so fuck that guy.
They say the word by name, they don't shy away from it. They explicitly title it.
Yes, she outright says that he tried to rape her, which is crazy to hear that word in Star Wars. Also crazy that happens in Star Wars, but this is Andor, so it's a much more mature show.
Yeah. So real quick, can we pause real quick? Just while because I don't think we should make the whole discussion about this, because that's it's first of all, we're both willfully not equipped for so
the two white guys.
There's a lot of online discourse about it, so I think it's worth notifying that it's causing a lot of drama, and it's causing a lot of back and forth. There's a certain amount of people that are saying, one guy said something along the lines of it shouldn't be in Star Wars. The Empire would never condone it, and Vader wouldn't allow it, or something like that. It's a very weird. So yeah, it's the most bizarre, very strange. So I think, and look, it's always difficult to talk about these scenes, and whether they should not.
Just to comment on that, Darth Vader also said that he would abolish slavery because he was a slave, and then continued to condone and allow slavery in the Empire. So just saying.
He also murders children. But anyway.
He kills a lot of children.
Anyway, in front of other children. Anyway.
And then kills them.
So all I'll say about that is I think it's hard to talk about it as two fucking white guys. So I'm just going to read a thing from a girl on Twitter, right? I think the best thing you can do in these circumstances is let those people talk, right? So she said... All she said was, it means a lot. This is from Moth Mandalorian. That's her @. It means a lot to me as an essay survivor. It means a lot to me as an essay survivor and a lifelong Star Wars fan that they addressed the subject by name in the context of power and in a way that made the actress and me feel empowered by the way it was portrayed. So just gonna, I think just let that be the takeaway.
Yes.
That's more important than whatever I have to say. So yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Next plot. This guy's in here. Look at him.
Look at this absolute goober. Which One Piece figure do I want to play with? Anyway, so that attack happens, and then shit just hits the fan. I don't remember what his name. I have the cast pulled up, so he should be around here somewhere. I don't see him, so whatever. But there's a kid with them, and so it's Bix. It's what's his name? What are the names? Brasso, and then some kid whose name I cannot remember. He went to see his girlfriend while they were supposed to be packing up and leaving. And so Brasso has to run out to go find him. And Brasso goes to the farmers that they've been staying with, who were talking to the Imperials, and turns out that the farmer ratted them out to the Imperials, and so Brasso gets caught. And then, just in the nick of time, Cassian flies in the TIE Fighter, blows away all the Imperials, but he was too late. Brasso got shot by a stray blaster bolt and died. So then Bix, Cassian, and the kid, I don't remember what his fucking name is, they escape. And so that's Cassian's whole plot throughout the full first arc.
Yep.
Meanwhile, I guess I'll go with Daedra and something. What's names? So many names.
This is the issue I have when they're all weird Star Wars goofy ass names. Yeah.
And I haven't watched the first season in a while. Cyril.
Yeah.
So we pick up with them. We actually see Daedra first in the first episode because she is in a meeting with Director Krennic. And they are discussing. We get this really fun ad for for a planet where they farm spiders for their silk to make clothes, like fashion clothes for the galaxy.
It's weird because it's like from it's like a retro ad from like a long time ago. You see like a 50s version of the Star Wars universe. It's so weird.
It's very weird, and it's like it's one of those informational ads that would it's like a travel ad almost, or like you would see on like a cruise or something that tells you about these like destinations that you're gonna go see.
Yes.
But yeah, they talk all about the spiders and how they're famous for this. And so Krennic's like, we want this planet. The Emperor wants this planet because it has a rich material for creating unlimited energy for the galaxy that's going to solidify the Empire's position. He's lying. It's for the Death Star. We know this. See, it's Krennic. That's all he cares about. And so Daedra is assigned to figure it out, and she's got a plan where she wants to infiltrate local insurgents and use them to their advantage. And then she goes home, and we see that she is now in a relationship with Cyril, and they have it's kind of awkward but also kind of cute. And Cyril's mother comes, and they have a very tense dinner with her, or lunch, I don't know. And she's fucking creepy and weird. She's like a little goblin. She's very strange. She's such a freak, and she's like a total slob, even though she acts like she's all high society. Daedra puts her in her place. Cyril gets his feelings hurt and goes and flops on the bed and like passes out for an hour. He's like,
it's like no.
It's very funny. That's pretty much all we get with them. But then we get all of Mon Mothma's stuff. And she is at a wedding for her daughter, which is it's a 3-day ceremony, so each episode is a day for the wedding. And she is also simultaneously dealing with her friend Tay, who has fallen on hard times. His wife left him. His business is losing money because of his secret dealings with the rebellion. And so he's crying about that. Meanwhile, Luthen shows up to the wedding, and there's a lot of tension and a lot of secrecy, and Tay's getting on Luthen's nerves and making him uncomfortable, and so Luthen is very clearly going to have Tay assassinated by the end. Meanwhile, Mon is dealing with all that stress, and also tries to convince her daughter not to go through with the wedding, and then her daughter says, "Fuck you, you suck," pretty much, and goes through with the wedding, and Mon just sort of feels like her life's falling apart, so she just cuts loose and starts dancing.
Yeah, disco ball droid rolls out and is
Yeah,
playing
disco
cool.
ball droid, and just you get the most vibes in Star Wars ever in this high society party. Meanwhile, that other horrible thing is also happening.
Yep. Yes. It's very strange. It's very strange.
It is a very odd juxtaposition, but that's it's Andor. It's unconventional but very good storytelling.
Yeah, so you liked it overall?
God, I love it. It's so good. It's amazing.
I don't think I'm as ecstatic as everyone else on it. I'm not really. It's not like there's anything I'm like, because of this thing, it sucks. Not like that. I just didn't have a like visceral of like, oh my god, I love this, but I was like, this is good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe because I was expecting it to be good. I'm not sure. But it's good. It was a very great 3 episodes. It was shockingly funny. I laughed quite a lot. I laughed when those two fucking groups of knuckleheads, rebels fighting, started doing Star Wars rock paper scissors, and they're like, whoa, it's like it was so goofy, and I'm just like dying laughing.
And then you watch them get fucking eaten by a rhino.
Yeah, the rhino comes out of nowhere. Yeah, and then Mon Mothma dancing, and she's just like, and she's dancing for like 15 minutes straight. Like it's like a lot of dancing. It's like,
and even her kind of douchey husband is like, is she okay?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, no, it was very. Also, the weird Star Wars wedding rituals. They're way too much. Not too much. It was cool. It was cool world building. There's a lot of detail about how this wedding works and the things they say to each other, and they're like little traditions.
Yeah, their little phrases and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, I do like whenever this show does something like weird and different for Star Wars, like the weird retro video and that kind of stuff, or even like the weird family drama, but it's like a normal family. It's not like a cosmic space family. They're just not like Darth Vader. You know what I mean? It's just like little things like that are so shocking, or like the guy, or he's like training a guy at his job. He
gives someone like their first day like speech
or orientation
speech.
Yeah,
He's like, he's so serious about it too, Cyril. He's like, I sat at that desk right over there, look at me. If you work really hard, you can find the corruption in the Empire, and you can rise in the ranks. And it's like it's not that deep, bro.
Yes, yeah. Andor lives in like the mundane of Star Wars, but it tells like those little moments you're not expecting, but it uses them so well, and it tells a really interesting story.
It's such a human story as well.
Yeah, very human. Yeah, the characters don't feel like at an arm's length. They feel like very close and down to earth people. And,
it's like, and through the whole time, like it's Star Wars, it's sci-fi, it's high fantasy, but it's also Andor is the most relatable.
Yes. It also looks so good. Show looks excellent. God,
that whole they have like a whole oneer in the first episode of Mon walking through the parking lot basically of their mansion. So good. Oh man,
that was awesome. And you can see the whole location. It's like, man, it's a huge set. Very cool. It's such a well-made show, which that will make me watch alone, because I love Star Wars, but some of the shows look weird. You know what I mean? They just look janky, and so it's cool to see.
And some of them, like the Acolyte, you can feel like they can't walk 10 paces without having a cut.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like they're gonna run into the screen or whatever.
I even like the design of the farming planet. Like,
it
feels really like peaceful and tranquil when they're just hanging out and talking.
Dude, I want them to make a Star Wars park that's just that. I would like live there. That would be amazing.
It was just super nice, and it's just, like covered in fields of like wheat.
Yes, yeah, it's and like the small town nature of it, and like they talk about the city, and it's like not even that big of a city, but going, I don't know, it's very, so down to earth. So that was great.
It's do think Tatooine if Tatooine were a nice place to live.
Exactly. Yes, and it is very outer rim. And the themes of the show are good. Like they're very good. I think Andor does a great job with it. The whole Rebel. I think it does the best with the Rebel storyline in anything in Star Wars. Like it just makes it. But
it makes the Rebels so much more interesting because they're not just the cookie cutter good guys. They like
Yeah.
Luthen will have people assassinated to get to where he wants to be.
Yeah, and there's people that will like question their role, and there's like the infighting that happens, between those two groups of freaking morons. Those guys are the dumbest people. They
Goddamn
can't figure out how to
stupid
fly the ship.
assholes.
They can't figure out how to fly a spaceship in Star Wars. I'm sorry, literal children have been able to figure that shit out in Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like
Cassian couldn't figure it out. He had to learn on the fly.
they were like, I was like, dude, I swear I've seen 3 different children in Star Wars run into a cockpit and be like. Words, and then applying it perfectly.
Oh,
and then
what?
These fucking grown men.
You mean Skeleton Crew?
Yes. And then grown men are like cavemen being like, oh, the laser button, and then like shoots down a tree. Like, it was so fun. I couldn't tell. I love that storyline. It was so fun. It was so unexpectedly dumb, but in a good way,
And there's like the big meathead character who's like, what? They didn't say that about me. Shut up. And then he's the one like, say it again. Blim blim.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So it's fun. It comes together, and it always leaves you very satisfied after.
Mm-hmm.
I think releasing it as 3 episodes arcs was obviously I would say this, but I think it really helps the flow. I love this. It makes me excited for more, but satisfied with what I got,
Yeah. I mean, essentially, it feels like a movie. Like, you just got to sit down and watch a movie.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, every chunk of episodes is, like, set years after each other, right?
Yeah, it's going to be... this one's 4 years before the Battle of Yavin, so the next one will be 3, and then 2, and then 1, and then Rogue One happens.
They all jump a year ahead. Jesus, we're going to have every second of this man Andor's life documented on screen.
It was originally going to be 5 seasons for 5 years.
Oh my god. Wow.
Yeah.
I kind of am glad they did it this way.
Yeah, they had to, because they were like, well, we'd be making this show for 10 years of our lives if we did that, so.
Yes, and it's also like it helps the pacing of this feel so... I will say, I think I did like it more, already the feel of it more than season 1 in terms of pacing and structure, because it feels way faster paced, which I like season 1 and how slow it is, but it's very refreshing to have it. This one feels more like boom, 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 like you're into it. First scene, Andor's blowing up a fucking interior of a... And there's stormtroopers? Are there stormtroopers in Andor season 1, like, at all? Like, normal stormtroopers?
There are... I think...
If there are, they're not included very much at all.
Not often. I think they come in the final arc, and that's the first time they come in. But the second arc, you get shore troopers, because they're the ones who arrest him and send him to the prison. Right, third arc, not second arc.
It's just cool that they're just here. They're shooting, and there's like spaceships flying. Mm-hmm. It already feels much larger.
They look so good. It all looks so good.
I do. I saw a couple range troopers walking by in the background, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
There's one who's got a fucking rocket launcher and is gonna blow up Cassian.
I was like, "It's those motherfuckers!" I forgot about those.
You get a nice, good shot of one as he raises the rocket launcher to the TIE fighter.
I was like, I haven't seen you. Sorry, what were you saying?
And then Cassian shoots like this miniature Death Star laser that's on this experimental TIE fighter, and I think you just see his lower half.
Yes, yeah. Like,
and there's a hole in the door.
Yes. No, but it's like seeing those range troopers was like seeing an old friend. I was like, I haven't seen you since 2017.
Yeah,
like, that's what that felt like.
Oh man, it makes me smile. I want a figure of them from this because they took off the mag boots, so they have different boots now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I want to figure of that because it just feels nice to see him again.
I think the shore troopers and then the range troopers are like, especially the shore troopers. Shore troopers are like one of my favorite troopers, man. I'm not a trooper guy, but I love them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're such a great design.
Very cool. I gotta rewatch Rogue One. I haven't seen it in 10 years.
It'll be the perfect time to do it after this season ends because it'll lead right. It literally this season's gonna end like minutes before Rogue One starts.
That's so crazy because Rogue One starts minutes before Star Wars starts.
Yeah, right.
I think the guy who writes the Tony Gilroy or whatever, is that his name? No, it's not. Who's his name? Whatever his name is, he really likes documenting every second leading up to every second of someone's existence. Tony Gilroy, yeah. He really likes when you know the seconds before every single thing. So
I mean, he's done a lot to make sure that he's got a very like consistent through line from beginning of Andor to end of A New Hope.
It's really cool. Really cool. I want my boy KU2SO to show up already. What the fuck,
He will.
man?
We know that he's coming. I hope that he's not in like the last arc. I hope we get him next arc, or at least the second to last. But next,
because I know he's expensive, but like he's played in Rogue One like he's fucking Cassian's best buddy. Like he's played like they have a long history together. It's gonna be really weird if they had known each other for a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
I hope that's not the case. I want him soon. I want him real soon, man.
real soon.
Especially because Cassian just fucking left his other little toolkit droid behind on the planet.
He did.
Poor
asshole.
guy.
Yeah. Oh man, poor fella. Oh, he is. What is he gonna do? Oh, he really cared about him too. He was really concerned about him.
Yeah.
Aw, what the fuck?
That little droid, he gets so sad in season 1. Anytime Cassian leaves, like he's never gonna see him again.
Oh, dude,
That
that
so
guy's
sad.
like, he's like so angry when Andor's not back yet or whatever. He's like all emotionally invested.
It's like, I was waiting. Well, I'm back. Not for you.
Oh man,
Poor guy. Poor dude.
poor guy. Good show though.
At least he
Good
doesn't
show.
fucking blow up by the Death Star now. Like, he's the one character
true.
that gets to survive.
That's true. Everyone else dies. Yes. Oh, I had a funny story I was telling Brayden about when I was watching this. This is my one critique with Andor overall with its themes, and I still really like it. But my major critique is it's almost ridiculous now that Andor and his friends and his allies and Luthen and Mon Mothma and all these people are going through like intense lengths, great struggles, feats of determination, mental strain to keep the rebellion alive, to defeat the Empire, and they're so invested in like defeating the Empire and like they're sacrificing their morals, right? And then, they finally get the Death Star plans, and Andor, after a fucking like 8-year journey with the rebels and going through horrific tragedy, gets the Death Star plans and dies only for some dumb fucking blonde little bitch boy from Tatooine to finish the fight. Having no idea who Andor is, no idea who these people.
By
this whiny little ass gets in an X-wing. Gets in an X-wing once, and then fucking gets the plans handed to him, and now he gets credit for everything and all these horrible struggles.
But he's the chosen one.
He is.
Or the chosen second. I don't know. Maybe
I
Anakin's
guess.
still the chosen one. I don't fucking know.
It's just every time Andor's talking about like the sacrifices for the rebellion, I just in my brain cut to fucking Luke like, she's stationing your power.
Or just him like laying down, like playing with his little ship.
Yeah.
Oh man. Or in A New Hope, when he says, "Well, I was thinking about going and joining the academy." The Imperial Pilot Academy.
Yep. God.
Motherfucker.
He's such a little bitch compared to these guys. And nobody, Luke will always get the credit for blowing up the Death Star now. And Andor had to fucking die on his dying breath to hand the plans in his lap.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. It is very funny.
So not a critique,
man.
but just a funny thing that I always think about.
And like Luthen would absolutely have assassinated Luke as a liability.
Oh my god, yes. What? He would have treated Luke like an imbecile, like the dumbest motherfucker.
He would have been like, "Oh yeah, you can be on the front lines of the next battle." And then he would use him as cannon fodder.
Yes, yeah. That's so funny. That shit is so funny.
It is. But they're all gonna die except for Mon Mothma, so it doesn't matter.
Yep, Mon Mothma lives forever. It's true.
Yeah, she's the only character in Star Wars who doesn't get focus in the movies, but never dies.
Yep.
But anyway, so that's pretty much it. I think we're done. Braden's been crying in the corner for the last 20 minutes.
Is he muted or is he listening? Or?
No, he's listening. He just doesn't care.
Braden.
I'm playing Subway Surfers on my telephone.
You fucking loser.
Dude, This fucking 2015 ass motherfucker.
Absolute baby brain little man.
I was entertaining to listen to your conversation. I will
Sure it
admit.
was. All you heard was
It was.
wah, wah, wah.
The
Jesus
rhino,
Christ.
the rhino
The rhino.
attack
Oh,
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a and it shows up in like one shot. It just
Yeah,
comes up
it's in
nowhere.
like 6 frames, and it like
Yes.
runs through the screen and eats 2 guys.
And all the other guys shit their pants and start
Like, oh my
freaking.
god!
That's valid. To be
Like they
honest.
lose all sense. It's like that Avatar guy that's like screaming. He's like, you know, that's what they all act like.
That's good.
Oh
I
man.
like that.
Yeah.
Those guys are my favorite Star Wars characters.
Such bumbling fucking idiots. Oh man. Also, that planet that they're on, it's revealed to be Yavin 4, which is where the rebellion base is going to be at the start of A New Hope.
But it's not there right now. You get to see like a natural, historical version of it, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
They have to
You
get,
get
they
a
have to
little
clean up-
peek at the ancient temples that they take base in.
They have to clean up the fucking rhinos that run around and murder people.
And they got to put those rhinos down.
There's a whole rhino epidemic that they have to deal with.
Yeah, they're eating those shitty ass melons. They're completely
That'll be the last arc of Andor, is the rebellion fighting against the rhinos.
The rhino arc.
It was so. I think I also laughed when that. It's so funny. I was like, "This is ridiculous." It's like,
Oh man, I fucking love it. It's so good. This show's great.
I want that rhino to come back in every arc, and it's like whenever there's a villain about to kill Andor, and it's on. It doesn't matter what planet it's on. It does.
It's just the same animation comes through.
Yeah.
It's like they use just at some point they just use it as a screen wipe.
Yep.
Oh man, that's great. All right, well, I think that is a wrap then for this week. Guess we're gonna be hearing a lot less from Braden in the next 3 weeks because this guy's not watching Andor.
Not Andor.
A gift for you.
Oh, the chaos emerald.
Ooh.
Oh.
All right, guys. I
Going
gotta
straight up my ass.